Gonçalo, rei da mesa, ele come constantemente, é incrível. De manhã à noite, nunca passa para apetite, é insaciável. É verdade, ele engole tortas, bolos, pizzas, massas, batatas fritas e toneladas de arroz. Ele não deixa nada no prato, ele é um verdadeiro ogro, sem dúvida. A família dele está preocupada, mas ele não quer saber. Para ele comer é um verdadeiro prazer. Ele só pensa nisso de manhã à noite, e ele não consegue parar, mesmo que seu estômago doa. Engole tortas, bolos, pizzas, massas, batatas fritas e toneladas de arroz. Ele não deixa nada no prato, ele é um verdadeiro ogro, sem dúvida. Um dia ele vai ao médico porque não se sente bem. O médico diz que ele precisa mudar seus hábitos alimentares. Caso contrário, ele terá sérios problemas de saúde. Engole tortas, bolos, pizzas, massas, batatas fritas e toneladas de arroz. Ele não deixa nada no prato, ele é um verdadeiro ogro, sem dúvida. A família dele está preocupada, mas ele não quer saber. Para ele comer é um verdadeiro prazer. Ele só pensa nisso de manhã à noite, e ele não consegue parar, mesmo que seu estômago doa. Ele engole e vai ao médico porque não se sente bem. O médico diz que ele precisa mudar seus hábitos alimentares. Caso contrário, ele terá sérios problemas de saúde. Gonçalo decide seguir o conselho do médico. Ele começa a comer alimentos saudáveis e balanceados. Ele se sente muito melhor, está mais feliz do que nunca. Ele finalmente entendeu que precisava mudar seus hábitos. Batatas fritas e toneladas de arroz. Ele não deixa nada no prato, ele é um verdadeiro ogro, sem dúvida. Um dia ele vai ao médico porque não se sente bem. O médico diz que ele precisa mudar seus hábitos alimentares. Caso contrário, ele terá sérios problemas de saúde. Gonçalo decide seguir o conselho do médico. Ele começa a comer alimentos saudáveis e balanceados. Ele se sente muito melhor e está mais feliz do que nunca. Ele finalmente entendeu que precisava mudar seus hábitos. Gonçalo, rei da mesa, ele come constantemente, é incrível. De manhã à noite, nunca passa para apetite, é insaciável. É verdade, ele engole tortas, bolos, pizzas, massas, batatas fritas e toneladas de arroz. Ele não deixa nada no prato, ele é um verdadeiro ogro, sem dúvida. A família dele está preocupada, mas ele não quer saber. Para ele comer é um verdadeiro prazer. Ele só pensa nisso de manhã à noite, e ele não consegue parar, mesmo que seu estômago doa. Engole tortas, bolos, pizzas, massas, batatas fritas e toneladas de arroz. Ele não deixa nada no prato, ele é um verdadeiro ogro, sem dúvida. Um dia ele vai ao médico porque não se sente bem. O médico diz que ele precisa mudar seus hábitos alimentares. Caso contrário, ele terá sérios problemas de saúde. Engole tortas, bolos, pizzas, massas, batatas fritas e toneladas de arroz. Ele não deixa nada no prato, ele é um verdadeiro ogro, sem dúvida. A família dele está preocupada, mas ele não quer saber. Para ele comer é um verdadeiro prazer. Ele só pensa nisso de manhã à noite, e ele não consegue parar, mesmo que seu estômago doa. Ele engole e vai ao médico porque não se sente bem.
Hi guys, welcome back to another live stream. Hope you all had an amazing day. So today we're gonna react to what is going on with the war. As you all know, we all decided to be, we're very interested in what's going on in the war, so we decided to continue reacting to it. Our good friend Dark is here. He's here with us.
Fishing.
He's fishing.
But yes,
Um,
in a fish game. But it's very fun, I gotta say.
I'm laughing because Trump really thinks he's gonna go and negotiate with Iran, bro. That nigga really thought he's gonna be able to actually fucking negotiate with Iran. They really thought, huh? They really thought. They really fucking thought. They thought they're gonna be able to negotiate. Iran is like, no, bitch. No, you won't, bitch. There's no negotiations here. Get the fuck out of here. You tried to do the shut it down, bro. You tried to do.
Do the shut it down. Do the shut it down. Spin that.
But no, there's no shut it down, bro. You all wanted to go to war. You're getting fucked now. That you fucking getting what you deserve, bitches. You deserve it.
Walks
But-
auto, bro.
Das Auto. Why did you just bring randomly Das Auto, bro?
Volks auto, my shit, you know.
Ah, yeah. I remember.
Or
Yeah,
Das
remember.
Auto.
Das Auto.
Das Auto.
Yes. Volkswagen. Das Auto. Yes.
Yes.
But well, before we get into the content, so we're gonna do a little bit. We're gonna give you guys a bit of information on what's going on pretty much these past days. The last stream, if you guys weren't here, it was a little recap about in between the day 11 to day 14th or day 15th. Now we're pretty much gonna talk about what's going on. I mean, recently we all know what's going on. Trump is getting desperate. He's getting very, very fucking goddamn desperate. He's lying to everyone that he's gonna negotiate. Iran already doesn't buy that bullshit and is not negotiating. He said, fuck off. We know what you're up to. We're not negotiating. You're trying to bring balance to the price of the barrel, but it's not gonna work. And guess what is going on right now? The price of the fucking barrel is just skyrocketed. So we all know what is going on. Is they tried to do the shut it down, and the shut it down ended up coming towards your face instead. So Israel and Iran are straight attacking each other. I mean, we all predicted this from happening. We all knew that they were never gonna negotiate after the 2 times they negotiated and they got
Go
backstabbed
fishing,
for it.
bro. Go fishing.
So we all know that was going to happen. We all freaking knew. I'm gonna bring down a little bit. Bring it down a little bit the music at the background. Today we're gonna react to someone that I really, really love when it comes to geopolitics. He's someone that has a lot of information. I agree to most things he says. Some things I don't agree with, but I understand. And it's to Riyadh. It's a very good channel. Don't forget to go subscribe, guys. Go check out Riyadh, someone that is very well known when it comes to geopolitics. If you guys didn't know, he is Myron's brother.
Why not geographics?
I mean, there's a difference between geography and then geopolitics. There's a bit different. I think geography is just purely geography. And I mean, at least from the logic, just geography. And then geopolitics is a bit further. It's not only just geography and strategic in pretty much in the map. It comes to also politics. There's a bit of politics mixed into the middle, all that shit. So I think, there's a difference. If you want to fucking know the difference, go Google. I'm not gonna give you the fucking definition.
I understand.
I'm just giving you the understanding what I understood from the words geopolitics and geography. Not the same thing. So I am very excited. Also very
My
happy.
lifetime is gonna die. But continue.
What the fuck?
Because je suis en train
No,
d'utiliser
I didn't-
cet alter depuis
No,
une heure
what?
déjà.
Okay, let's take. Why is
Tu
this
sais,
here?
tu te rappelles que j'ai dit que j'ai
There you
des
go.
haltères maintenant?
Alter. What do you mean? What is that?
Ouais, des haltères, tu vois, les trucs de poids. Pour
Yes, I
soulever.
know. Yeah, I know. You told me.
Yeah, je suis en train de les utiliser déjà depuis 2 heures, je pense. Ça veut dire, je fais des
Why are you
petites pauses.
using them? What are you doing?
Because I can. Ça veut dire, pendant que je suis en train de, tu vois, pendant que je suis en train de pêcher, je fais des haltères. Très bien. Non, parce que ça
But at,
marche
least
très bien.
but at least you're working out for once in your life, so that's good.
Yeah.
But 5 kilos.
gonna-
How now I'm being honest here. How heavy are you? Like kilos. How heavy are you?
96, 97.
How much?
96, 97, un truc dans le genre.
Okay. I mean it's you're a little bit overweight, but okay.
Je sais.
But do you know what type of body do you have? Like do you see that you get more
Bro,
fatter
I have fucking
easily?
broad shoulders, like...
Nigga, just answer the question. Do you get more skinny easily or fatter easily?
Yes, both.
That doesn't answer my question.
Si
Ouais,
je
ouais.
me mets à maigrir, ouais, je maigris assez rapidement. mais
No,
si
but
je me mets à
there's two
maigrir aussi-
there's two types of body. For example, mine, I work out very little because my body on its own already, literally by doing nothing, it's burning a bunch of calories. So I'm very easy. I can become skinny very easily. So I have to eat a lot more than workout. You know, that's the
Ouais,
type of
bah,
body I have. I'm
bah,
talking
ça
about you.
dépend de façon-
If you can get fatter easily, it means you need to do more workout than eat. That's the logic that I'm telling you. You know.
Non, c'est juste que je bouffe beaucoup trop. Si je bouffais normalement comme une personne normale, je pense que je maigrirais aussi comme toi.
Okay, so you're just eating too much. So
Yeah,
just
too much.
control what you're eating. Just control. You say a bit, but how much is
Yeah,
a bit?
just half
That's
a
the question. I mean, I can eat the whole baguette. So and I'm still skinny. So I don't know what you.
Yeah,
For me-
depends.
for me, it's
It has to be
nothing.
full.
No, for me it's like baguette and there's stuff inside with the baguette. So I
Good
eat
shit,
a lot.
at least.
Like I eat a lot. Yeah, good shit. Yeah, some good shit. Yeah, of course. But I would say before you do all dumb shit and go full on workout, you need to figure out what type of body you actually fucking have, because you need to. If you actually, or do you actually want to lose weight? That's my question now. Because if you have
I
that
can easily
now,
lose weight just by eating normally, so I
then you
don't do it.
just do you no? But you didn't answer the question. Do you want to lose weight?
Yeah, not. I mean.
Do you really want to do it? You really?
If
like-
I lose weight, good. If I don't,
Okay, so start eating normally and yes, do workouts. But I would say do normal eating and the workout that you do for a month. And if you're noticing that you're losing too much weight, it means you're a type of body that loses too much weight too easily. That's what I'm saying. For like a month, you need at least a month to see some changes at least. So a little changes, but some changes. So work out for like a month, eat normally, and do the workout that you do. And then after a month, after a month, wait. After a month, you'll talk. You show me your camera, and I'm gonna know. I'm gonna see if you got, or more like you can just see how much weight you have at the end of the month. And if you notice that you lost too much weight, it means you have a body that burns a lot more calories and gaining calories. You understand what I mean? So you're gonna have after a month, you're gonna be able to at least adapt what you eat and what you know.
Yeah, no, but don't worry. I remember once, j'ai juste en mangeant pendant 2 mois de façon normale, j'ai pu maigrir genre 10 kilos. Juste, même sans faire
So
de
you
sport, alors.
so you are so just from that it means you have a body that burns calories a lot faster than gaining calories.
Je bouffe beaucoup trop sa merde.
It's just you eat too much for your body. That's why your body. Okay, so your body burns a lot of calories without doing a workout, but you're eating so much that it's too much for the body to burn.
Ouais, non, t'inquiète, pas.
So you don't. Okay, so what I'm gonna tell you is, again, do the full month like I told you. Do the full month, but start eating normally. Don't eat too much. Eat normal, normally, and then do the workout that you do, and then after a month, show me your camera. I need to see you, like literally on Discord.
Bro, I'm gonna be
And
fit.
and you're gonna show me the kilos that you have. Like literally, go va te peser at the end of the month. No, pèse-toi. I would say pèse-toi maintenant. So you have the kilos you have
No,
right
it's
now.
10 in the night.
It doesn't fucking matter, bro. It doesn't fucking matter. this is important. When it comes to workout, it's important. It's about your health. It's
T'inquiète,
important.
je vais checker demain.
This, what we're talking about, when it comes to geopolitics, I can wait a little bit. It's fine. When it comes to health, it's important. So,
Yeah, no.
Go-
Shit.
not today, but tomorrow, tu vas te peser.
Yeah.
You're gonna put the kilos that you have on the fucking Discord chat with me and you. So at least I know how much kilos you have. And
Yeah, we're
at the
gonna
end of
see
the
how much
month,
shpata I am, bro.
and at the end of the month, you again the whole month you're gonna eat normally, and you're gonna do the workout that you do. If you lose too much weight, it means you have a body that burns out too many calories. You know, I'm gonna tell you how to adapt your fucking goddamn shitty ass schedule when it comes to getting healthier, pretty much.
Yes.
But remember, tomorrow you're gonna fucking weigh yourself. You're
Yes.
gonna fucking weigh yourself. If you're actually being serious of losing weight and doing workout, then tomorrow you're gonna weigh yourself. You're gonna type the kilos that you have on the Discord chat,
And you're
And
just
then-
gonna do it. Just
and
do
then
it.
you, for a month, you eat normally, and you work out like let's say 3 times a week, like lundi, mercredi, vendredi, for example. It's just an example, just 3 times a week. And I'm gonna see at the end of the month, you're gonna literally weight yourself again. And if you lose too much kilos, I mean, I know the type of body you have. Simple. As simple as it is.
Yeah.
But now that we had this little conversation, let's talk about geopolitics. So as I was saying, we're gonna react to Riyadh, someone that is very well known when it comes to geopolitics. No, it's called Riyadh. It's his name, literally. He's someone that is very well known when it comes to geopolitics. He's someone that has a lot of information. Someone that is most of the time right, actually. Someone that is very, very, very intelligent. Knows how to be like pretty much like his brother. Knows how to get information, show us a proof, and explaining how all the dots literally connect to each other. And I really like Riyadh. Another person that I would suggest you guys to go actually and get informed on when it comes about if you want to know about the war, you can know about the war. If you want to know about the market of the petrol, oil, gas, and all that shit, he has a lot of information about that as well. He literally is someone that has pretty much the same as his brother. He knows how to research, get information, show you guys information, show you the proof, and connect all the dots together. Pretty much how everything connects together. So he's someone that is very, very good. We're gonna react to a couple videos. When it comes to we're gonna go for this one as well.
Wow.
We're gonna go for the oil price because we all know what Trump tried to do. We all know. Everybody knows.
Oil is back to $100.
We all know. We tried to say some bullshit. He tried. But it didn't work. It didn't work. We all know that what Trump is trying to do these days. He's trying to calm things down so the oil price would go down. But it didn't work, bro. It did not work. Iran saw through your bullshit. He's not gonna negotiate with you. And the oil price are gonna keep skyrocketing, bro. It's not gonna work. But now we'll keep that aside. This is 2 weeks ago, so no. We already did the reaction with that. When it comes to that on Myron's channel, so go subscribe to Myron as well. We're gonna react to this one as well.
186 kilogram halibut is 100,000 worth of money. Damn!
Can you shut up?
Sorry, bro, but fishing is fun.
And outside, you know what? I might react to this one as well. Because I mean, this is when it comes to the information that Trump explicitly is giving to the public, which we all know they're a bunch of lies. We all know, but you know, I think you guys need to be a little bit informed if you guys didn't know, of course, at least. If you knew,
Information.
it is what it is. But yeah, these are the 3 I would say that we're gonna react to. Again, go subscribe to them. There are people that are very good when it comes to information, how to explain to us how to connect all the dots together. They're very, very, very good. But again, The only thing I'm gonna say is simple. Tel Aviv is still getting fucked. They're still getting fucked. Even though they thought they're gonna get negotiations. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. They got what they deserve. But as I was saying, we're gonna react to this first video when it comes to literally to the market, what is going on, how much the war is actually affecting the market.
I caught a 230 kilogram fish. Sorry.
I don't give a fuck about your fish. But
30. Fuck yeah.
let's get on into it. Again, don't forget to subscribe to Riyad's channel and Myron's channel. Again, two people that know their information. They know everything. They know how to show proof. They know how to connect the dots. They do so much work. Holy shit. They do so much fucking work, and the only thing I have to say is give them props. They actually do their research. It's incredible. So, but let's keep going.
Trump is the best.
Yeah, they're going to have to concede as well because these Gulf countries don't have opposing military factions to actually fight back against those potential demands, and they don't have the United States to support them militarily as well, despite the bases existing there. So the bases exist for no reason because the United States is stretched wide and thin across the entire region. They have to prioritize Israel, and they've got bases in these countries to defend them that are getting them attacked. So they're doing exactly what they're not supposed to do. They're working in an opposite direction.
So that's exactly what they're doing. America made negotiations with all the Gulf countries in the Middle East, have American military bases everywhere. They didn't defend their countries they were supposed to defend, and instead they're defending Israel. So that's one thing I'm going to say. The Gulf countries are not happy at all.
You know what Trump did to get the oil prices back down to $100, you stupid All right, we're on YouTube. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. It's like dudes are stupid. Like, you guys don't understand the political jujitsu that they had to do to get it down just to 100, and 100 is still.
Oh yeah, this is the video, but let me check the oil price. I want to check the oil prices again. Let me check the oil prices. So by the way, it was going down, by the way, it went down. But it went back up again. It went back up again. I'm pretty sure it went back up again. So it was at... Okay, can I see the chart, please? It was at... I mean, this is all the countries, but I want the actual chart. Can I see the chart? So it was going at $100. It went down. It went down after what Trump talked about in the media. But they went back up again. It's skyrocketing again. It's going back to $90 again. So, like, what Trump did didn't change anything. The prices keep going up. They're just trying to hold on to not make it as pricey. So, like Myron has said before, it was at $120 and it went to $90. It was horrible. It went to awful. It was still bad, $90. They did pretty much the same thing again. It was at $100. Now it's at $90. So it doesn't change at all. It's still very, very, very bad. So it's still very expensive when it comes to $1 of oil, of course. And the only thing I'm gonna say is this: Iran warned everybody this is going to happen. If you want to go to war with Iran, they said they're gonna attack the Gulf countries. They said they're gonna attack the oil part of it on the industry, the natural gas. They warned everybody, but they still wanted to go with the war. That's all I'm saying.
Trash, bro.
Yeah.
Like, do I need to remind y'all niggas they released 400 million barrels of oil? They released never done before.
Yeah.
400 million barrels of oil. Trump is giving people waivers to buy Russian energy, bro.
Yeah, he lifted
Like,
it for
what?
a moment. Yep.
Like,
The deepest
do you guys
that
not
we've
get it?
dug,
Bruh.
the deepest that we've dug into them, I think, ever, by the way, from what I'm understanding. So
yeah, no.
You can see right there on your screen, guys. US oil right now. I mean, it was I would say 3 to 4 days ago it was at $99.30. it hit $100, I would say yesterday, and today it went back to $90. So it didn't change. It doesn't change a lot. You're gonna say, yeah, $10. We went $10 cheaper. $90 for a barrel. It's still very expensive, and the prices are still gonna go up. So it's gonna be still bad for everyone. It didn't change nothing pretty much. It's still very, very bad for everyone.
It is the deepest. It's the biggest release ever. And also, guys, keep in mind, that's in the international community. Why do you? I told you guys this before, and I'll say this again. When we invaded Venezuela, do you guys realize that we had the lowest petroleum reserves in our strategic reserve? We had the lowest amount since the 1980s.
Yeah.
That is why Trump, and a big part of the reason why Trump invaded Venezuela was because our our strategic petroleum reserves were low. Biden had been tapping into that ever since like 2022. Oh, what happened in 2022? Oh, Russia invaded Ukraine.
Yeah,
See how it all comes back?
we told on ourselves with that Venezuela regime change. We did. We 100% told on ourselves, and that's something a lot of people don't realize too. We thought that Trump just wanted to remove this vicious dictator. No, we were actually having a hard time with the petrodollar, and we needed to establish some sort of dominance and put our foot in the door, and so that's why we did it. But that exposed ourselves to not only BRICS, but Iran, China, Russia. They probably saw that regime change and thought, okay, exactly what we thought was going to happen. This confirmed our suspicions.
And that made them back. That made the Chinese and the Russians back Iran even harder, especially the Chinese. The Chinese lost their cheap oil in Venezuela. They said, "No, we can't let these guys go down too." These guys are like on our side of the hemisphere now.
Yeah, and
we don't want.
We don't want
a vassal state here for the U.S., which is what Iran would be if they get toppled.
Yeah. And from what I'm reading, by the way, you can correct me if I'm wrong because I haven't seen any official reports on this. So I don't like to speak on it too much, but I have you here to fact check me. I'm seeing that Iran is still able to export tons of oil to China anyways, despite this whole situation.
They are.
Okay, so that destroys the whole... Well, the benefit of destroying Iran is it's geostrategically important to be close to China, as well as the fact that we can slow down that oil export. Well, clearly that hasn't worked either. They're still able to advantageously make money from the super cheap oil they're giving to China, whilst still making it difficult for all other of these Gulf countries to export their oil, by the way, 80% of which moves through that tight passageway, being the Strait of Hormuz, about 20 miles wide. So you got that.
Bro, it gets even worse. Look at this. Al Jazeera breaking news. Iran may allow oil tankers through the Strait of Hormuz if trade in Chinese currency.
Hey, America's gonna be pissed about this one. If the Chinese currency ends up going to Iran, America dollar, bro, is gonna take it. Bro, Iran is fucking America on almost every point. Holy shit. Electricity prices, gas prices, oil prices. The dollar's gonna lose a good amount of its value because of the Chinese currency. Holy shit. America, what the fuck were you thinking? What the fuck were you thinking? Why would you make a decision to go to war against Iran? That was the dumbest fucking decision ever. That was stupid. That was fucking stupid. And you're getting, I mean, you're getting the consequences that you deserve. That's all I'm going to say. But god damn, that was stupid.
Wow, yeah, that is crazy.
I reported this yesterday.
Tu es en licence et tu cherches un master qui réunit le meilleur de l'école d'ingénieur.
Can you shut up, please? Thank you.
Bro, we just made China stronger. Like, I'm trying to explain to people, like, bro, do you guys not get that? Number one, right? We okay. And I was explaining to them before, but I'll explain it for your audience here because some of these people might not know. The U.S. is built upon four main pillars that make us powerful: reserve currency status, the petrodollar, the SWIFT banking system, and our military superpower. Venezuela violated us in two different ways. Number one, they were circumventing the petrodollar, and then they were undermining our reserve currency status by doing their transactions in Chinese yuan and also dealing with China, right? So we said we got to get this guy out of here. So now China loses a foothold in cheap oil.
Well,
so
but now Iran is
doing
the same thing.
Iranians. You think they're going to let the Iranians go down too?
Yep.
For that? Now, let me be clear about this. I'm not saying China's going to put boots on the ground or whatever. No, but China has significantly assisted the Iranians more than any other country I've ever seen them assist militarily.
Yeah. And there's a great benefit to them doing it because they're able to do it without getting directly involved. Same thing with Russia. Russia is giving Iran security advances as well as intelligence advances as to where U.S. assets are, how to strike them, what's the best way to go about them, when, how, all of these different things that they can utilize. And so these two other world superpowers can sit back and kind of give Iran support through the back door. Not only that, but also simultaneously analyze U.S. assets, military equipment, aircrafts. If those fall out of the sky, they'll investigate them. They'll take a look at them. And the edge that we have over these countries within this war and how we're compromised, we're fully involved while they're sitting back and watching and taking notes. That gap will shorten. You know, we'll lose that very, very large gap of hegemony or military superiority so long as we continue to fight Iran, because these countries are just opportunistically banking on us to stay occupied and distracted. You know, you got the Strait of Hormuz, you got the oil, you got the Chinese currency. It's a mess, and all for what?
We've
Well, for-
basically
If I hold space while I go twice as fast, interesting. But yeah, that's really why it's a big problem. If Iran ends up accepting the currency, hey bro, the dollar, not only they're fucking everyone up when it comes to oil, gas, and electricity, bro, the dollar's gonna take a hit. God, America, bro, America, you're taking so many fucking L's because of Israel. You're a bunch of retards, bro. Why would you ever make the decision to go to war? It's stupid. It's stupid. Just because you're winning the war the front of the page, that doesn't mean in the background you're taking in W as well. You're taking the fattest L when it comes to the background. Holy shit, you're getting fucked. God, it's so.
She's almost dressed.
This is what I keep saying. USA is gonna be the fallen Roman Empire. It's 100% gonna happen, from what I can see. And Israel is gonna be and Israel is pretty much gonna become the new powerhouse. That's what I can see. It's gonna become a new powerhouse. And then right after that, this is where the religious war starts. This is probably what's gonna happen.
abandoned.
Come on, bro.
We've
I want to see
abandoned
the
Pacific West,
finality.
right? China
of it.
territory. We've basically abandoned them there. We've taken over. We've taken those interceptors from South Korea. So now South Korea is kind of wide open. You know, Kim Jong Un is literally rubbing his hands like this. That bro's trying to get involved in this conflict. You know what I mean? So,
Everybody's
they put
seeing how
up
they can. Everybody's seeing how they can benefit to hurt the United States. That's really what it is right now.
I don't want to see which
Yep.
one is gonna win. Though.
Yep, that's literally why not only they're taking L's. If the other countries that see an opportunity to get rid of America, if they want to, they can just
They
participate.
will take it.
They will take it. That's the thing. If they want to participate, they will fucking take the fucking opportunity.
Hey, bro, I
That's
kind of
the
want to see it
problem.
happen.
This is the problem when it comes to America defending Israel for no fucking goddamn reason. By going to war just to go to war.
First,
It's just
it's
now.
dumb.
Now, other countries that have a big powerhouse also wants to be part of the fucking the game,
Yeah, but
and they
first
want to
it's
help.
dumb.
And the thing is, they want to help Iran. They don't want to help America. So America,
Bro, they're gonna run.
they're gonna run. 100%, they're gonna fucking run, and Israel's gonna go back to go under the fucking bunkers. That's what they're gonna fucking do. Because if the other countries, big powerhouses, end up being part of the fucking game, hey, good luck, bro. Here we go. Here comes the big game. Here comes the big game. And America fucked up, ended up doing this shit because it's the dumbest fucking decision I've ever seen. Why would you ever go to war for Israel? Trying to create another genuine fucking side, and not only that, you're going against Iran, which you knew long term you were not going to have an easy time.
They
When
wanted
they-
the punani, bro.
They wanted to punani, they're going to punani up their ass. That's pretty much what's going on.
Pretty much, yes.
So yeah, if other powerhouses want to be part of the game, here we go, bro. This is when it becomes a global problem. This is when it's gonna start becoming a global problem if other powerhouses end up being part of the game, and it's gonna be interesting.
So like it's like blood in the water, bro. Like we're bleeding.
There's blood. There's a lot of
resources,
blood.
finances, time, soldiers, diplomatic strength and power. I told y'all this before.
And not just that, the dollar is losing value, is going to start losing value because of what's going on with the currency that Iran wants to accept from China. The oil is getting more expensive, and for everyone. Natural gas is getting more expensive. Like America's taking so many fucking L's Holy
Bro,
shit.
Just do some unga bunga, bro.
You're like America, bro. America say yes, and you say, huh? How are you supposed to fucking come back from this, bro?
You can kiss us having a presence in the Gulf goodbye after this. Like like we are
They're
never
go-
going to be able to project power in the Gulf the same way ever again. The Gulf states are never going to forget the fact that we left these dudes to dry and get cooked by the Iranians, and we can't even fully protect them. They're still getting hit with drones.
America's
they're still getting
is-
their
they're getting
sovereignty
fucked.
invaded by the Iranians. And why are they going to keep a military base there?
And they think they can do the shut it down, bro.
Do the shut it down. Do the shut it down. Spin that little hat around and do the shut it down.
They really think they can do this shit, but no, it doesn't work. It doesn't fucking work. They're getting fucked. They really thought they can do it, but they can't.
Right? When we are the reason they're getting attacked. Our whole purpose of being there was to protect them, and we didn't even do our jobs. So when push comes to shove, the Gulf states are going to say, look, U.S., we love you, might still do business with you, but you guys are never going to have the same military presence here. You guys can only have a defensive posture here. That's it. No fighter jets, no nothing. You guys can only have interceptor missiles, radars, and that's it. No staging for war. Because here's the other thing too. That's assuming they even let them have military bases. They might not even let them keep military bases there anymore.
Well, they're
And you know what's funny?
liabilities at this point. They're liabilities.
They're huge liabilities. You know
Yep.
the funniest part about this? It's going to be Iranians that tell the Saudis and the Qataris and everything what they can have there in their bases. That's going to be the funny part.
Yeah.
They're going to be the ones to tell them, all right, you don't want us to attack you no more? They got to withdraw. We don't want no Americans here. So
New America, yep.
and
That's exactly it. If you really want to have defenses, get the Americans out of here. If you really want us to stop attacking you, get them the fuck out of there.
It's already what the
Simple.
Supreme Leader
What is going on?
Mustafa already said.
They're
Yeah,
gonna-
America, you guys get out of the Gulf.
They're not keeping them safe. They're actually putting them in danger. Again, playing into the brilliance of the Iranian strategy and hitting these Gulf countries in the GCC. What's more, something that really terrifies me is Donald Trump is obviously an egomaniac. And so the United States is in a strategically inferior position. Economically, we're going to get drained. Militarily, we're getting drained. We're using more missiles than we've used in recent history. And you would think that maybe if Biden was in office or Obama was in office or somebody who wasn't so obsessed with himself or self-obsessed rather would be in office,
Here, you want
they
to take
would
this
say,
down so you
Yeah, honestly, now that he pointed this out, now, like, I really hated Biden, what he was doing, like the bullshit he was doing. We all know what he was doing. But honestly, now he was doing a bunch of dumb shit, bro. Like, he couldn't even talk to the public, give you a full sentence. He had like an aneurysm. He could never talk properly. Just by looking at this, and I'm like, how is this guy president? But anyway, now that I think about it, if Biden would end up winning and he would be president again, I wouldn't mind him being president, if I have to be honest. Because he wouldn't do this dumb shit that Trump is doing right now.
And we could go fishing.
Bro, what does fishing has to do with?
Well, in times of war, you don't really have time to fish.
Shut the fuck up and play your fucking game. As I was saying, probably Biden wouldn't have gone to war. I don't think he would have gone to war. I don't think so.
He wouldn't have tried at least.
He would negotiate. 100% he would negotiate. But he wouldn't go to war. I think he wouldn't go to war. He wouldn't be this dumb.
anymore, by the way?
Yeah, I'll take it down.
Yo, that shit had me hot, bro.
No,
I was
it's
more
good.
mad they fucked with you than with me, bro. This shit, like, bro. Okay, let me stop. You're on YouTube right now. Let me stop. Whatever.
It's good.
Go ahead.
And so something that scares me about Trump is, you know, in opposition to other presidents who would kind of go, okay, maybe this isn't a good idea, we should pull out. I don't sense that, despite the fact that we're in a strategically inferior position, Trump is going to go, hey, maybe this is a losing battle. You know, let's live to fight another day and visit this situation later, or see if we can come to some sort of peace agreement. Maybe there would be a ceasefire, and I'd love that. I want to be wrong on this, but I anticipate that Donald Trump is going to fight this until the end. Until
Yeah, it's going to
optically
fight this.
he looks like the winner, which
Yeah.
the only way for him to look like the winner or come off that way is to effectuate complete regime change. And so that's what's really
You
scary.
think he's gonna
now,
take
too,
it all the
is-
way for regime change? You think he's gonna try to
Yeah, I think they're gonna try to do it all the way as well. But the thing is, I don't think it's gonna work though. It's not
take it all
gonna
the way for
work.
regime change?
Look, Trump has already lost politically. So to me, he might as well leave with his balls hanging out. And to me, that means he's going to try and make some sort of dent that will give the IRGC this crutch that they can never recover from. I don't know if that means a nuke. I don't know if that means maybe
Nuke?
boots on ground temporarily. We don't know.
Fallout?
I mean,
New Vegas? But
no, I'm not talking about Fallout. But yeah, I think the only thing I can see, yeah, the only thing I can see them winning and like saying we won, and people were like, I guess he won, is if he actually ends up with doing a regime change or pretty much destroying completely Iran. But I would say even if they destroy completely Iran, people are not still going to be happy even with the W. So nothing's. I don't think it's going to still change. It's still gonna be bad. It would still be bad for them. I don't think even with the regime change, I don't think it would be still good. It would still be bad.
I'm not
100%.
the same, but I think no one is dumb enough. Or like, not too dumb.
Trump right now, he's, from what I can see, he's getting to the point where he doesn't give a fuck. He's full balls out, like they said. I think now he doesn't give a fuck. I really think he doesn't give a fuck anymore. So he's like, he knows he's in a very bad situation, and people know that. So now he's trying. I think in a couple of days, or these days are gonna pass. I think he's gonna go full balls out. That's what I think. He's getting to a point where, bro, they don't even know what to do. They don't know if they're gonna continue attacking. They don't know if they want to negotiate. They don't know if they want to regime. They don't know. They legit do not fucking know. Their first plan was to do a 4 days operation and come out with a W, like they did in Venezuela, but it didn't work. And now they're getting fucked in the ass by like 10 dicks. Same thing as everyone else. Israel, Qatar, Dubai, Europe, like they're all getting fucked now in the ass. So it's like he is trying to dig himself out, but there's just more and more dirt coming on top of him, and it's getting very, very hard to come out of that hole or to be underground. It's going to be very hard to come out from underground. So I think he's going to come to, from what I can see, he's going to be desperate, and he's going to be like, you know what, fuck this shit, I'm done. I don't give a fuck. He's going to end up being like no fucks given. I do agree that the only thing they can do is a regime change by hitting Iran so hard that they're going to end up doing a regime change. But it depends how hard they're going to hit.
We flirted with the ideas, but
even if they end up doing that and the regime change ends up happening, America took so many fucking L's that it doesn't matter. They lost in every way. They lost pretty much in every fucking way. And they cannot do anything pretty much. America's fucked. But still, you know.
Again, I think that Trump is so power obsessed, and he's just like a maniacal ego crazy person. I think he's going to push this until the point where he can effectively say, hey, I pulled out, but I did this, I did this, I did that. You know, he wants to be able to have some bragging rights, because right now, if Trump pulls out, there's nothing he can say besides, we killed Khamenei, in which his son, who's crazier than him, succeeded him. So you actually made things worse.
That's true. That is true, by the way. That is true. They killed pretty much. I would say all or most. I think I think the proper word was most. They killed the most people when it comes to the government in Iran, and they killed I would say the most religious figure in Iran. And the son of the guy that died, the religious figure, ended up taking over everything, and he's even more crazy. So they made it worse. Somehow they actually ended up making the situation even worse, which is pretty funny.
Bro, like last guy was chill, and then this guy.
Last guy he was crazy, but he was also chill. This guy is like fucking crazy at 100%.
You wanna fuck? You forget.
Yeah, pretty much. Like they end up putting in power someone even crazier than the father.
You made things worse.
Introducing ClickUp.
No, we don't give a fuck, bro. Get your AI out of here. We don't give a fuck.
Cooking, bro. I'm cooking. Don DeMarco on these niggas, man.
Yeah.
Like this is what it is, bro.
True.
Yeah, hold on, wait.
True.
The American taxpayer paid to get Ali Khamenei killed, but they got another Khamenei.
Yeah, bro.
So
Nothing happened. They just lost money. Congrats, bro.
straight. You killed Supreme Leader Khamenei, but now you still have Supreme Leader Khamenei.
You see the logic? You see the logic, Dominic? You killed the father, Khamenei, but another Khamenei, the son, came to power. So you got another Khamenei. So nothing changed pretty much. So they pretty much lost money. That's all they did. It's pretty funny. It's pretty fucking funny. When you think about it, it's pretty funny.
Cooked. We're cooked. Our U.S. bases that are supposed to defend the Gulf countries have turned into hot spots of missiles. So instead of defending them, they're actually getting them attacked. So they're working in opposite tandem. You have the fact that we got a crazier leader in Iran now. You also have the fact that Israel's about to gain complete autonomy over that region.
He's mad.
And he's pissed, he's charged up, so he's going to be even crazier than his father. He's going to overturn some of his
Overturn,
religious
yeah.
rulings or authorities. Or
Yeah, he will. Oh,
it's
he
a
will.
horrible situation top to bottom, which is why I predict Trump is not going to pull out now. Because this,
He's a
if there's
top or a
any
bottom,
point
bro.
in this war where he's at
Well,
his lowest, where he's at his lowest,
it's true. It's true. If you think about it, it's funny, but it is true. It is very true.
it would be right now. If things get worse than this, I don't even know how I could predict it. So no way Trump, I think, is going to, you know, try and stop now. And there's been
Nothing
negotiations or like, you know, the idea of a ceasefire. I've been seeing that roaming around in these.
Yeah, but guess what? Yeah, he did call for a ceasefire of 5 days, but guess what? Because they wanted to negotiate with Iran. You know what Iran fucking ended up doing? Fuck you, America. No, we're not gonna negotiate with you, bruh. We are gonna continue doing our shit that we need to do, because after those 2 times we decided to negotiate, you backstabbed us. So we're not gonna negotiate anymore. That's exactly what Iran is doing right now. They said, fuck you and your fucking negotiations. We're not gonna negotiate with you. We're gonna continue the shit we need to do, like we said we're gonna do. This is like...
They're more honest.
Like, it's the dumbest fucking thing ever, bro. You really think you're gonna be able to negotiate? Seriously, bro? You really thought you're gonna be able to negotiate with Iran after what you fucking did? You and Israel backstabbing Iran through negotiations twice. You really think, bro? They're not gonna fall for it. They're not, bro. They said fuck off in your negotiation.
News sources, but I think ultimately Trump is going to try
That's
to make
so
a bigger
funny.
dent in the IRGC before he ultimately pulls out. And remember, he's got Benjamin Netanyahu on his back. He's got his donors on his back. And, you know, he's already started it. It's like finish what you started kind of situation. The Israelis have been desperately hungry. There has been the strongest appetite for regime change in Iran, so much more than any other country, whether that be
Yep.
Syria, Afghanistan,
True.
the South American countries.
True, that is
Iran was
true.
target enemy number 1. It
After
has
Saddam,
started.
yeah.
They've
Saddam was
got-
number 1, and when they got
Yes.
rid of him, then it was,
Yes.
yeah.
This is the biggest concern of the Israelis and has
True.
been for the last 20 years. They've just kept it under wraps because they had lesser formidable foes that were easier to topple, and so they took care of that first. Now this is the big dog. This is the last man.
This is the big
standing.
dog.
This is the last axis of
And the big dog is fucking everyone up. They're going out like big dogs, like with big respect.
any sort of Israeli resistance. So for the Israelis, this is endgame, and you can bet your ass they're in Trump's ear, not only begging him to finish what
And
he started,
and they're probably gonna win. But the thing is, now right after the war, it's gonna be another war starting immediately. The religious war is gonna start, and this is where a lot of things are gonna. It's gonna be even worse than is going on right now. It's gonna be even fucking worse. Things are gonna. If they're gonna probably Iran, Israel in America, they're probably gonna win the war. If I had to guess. And right after they win, the religious war is when it's gonna start. Immediately. Because we all know what's gonna happen. They're gonna be able to create the promised land that was promised for them, even though they're not the chosen ones. In the Bible, they clearly said that they are not the chosen ones. They're gonna be able to make the third temple when it comes to the Antichrist. They're gonna be doing a lot of dumb shit. They're gonna become a powerhouse, a global powerhouse in the world. They're gonna bring down America. They're gonna say, bro, we don't need you anymore. A lot of things are gonna change. And then after this war, this is where the real war starts. This is where we're gonna know who actually rules the world. Pretty much. That's what's going to happen. So yeah, it's a big deal. This war it's one of the biggest deals ever.
Because if he pulls out now, he's going to look bad and he's an egomaniac. But as well as the fact that who knows, Benjamin Netanyahu or Israeli officials may be saying, if you pull out, that's fine. We're just going to nuke them. So you have that as well. And we know they've done that historically. They have done that in the Yom Kippur War. They did tell Nixon, hey, you better send us some weapons because if you don't, we're just going to nuke this whole region.
Yep. That's exactly probably what Israel wants to do. They're pieces of shit. They don't care about anyone. They only care about themselves. They think that they are the chosen ones. They think that they are the population that matters the most, even though they don't. We all know that shit.
That may be something that they're doing now, which is why Trump started this war out of nowhere. Not out of nowhere, actually. You could read between the lines and see it was coming.
Yeah, the Israelis were. Marco Rubio let that slip, and me and you called this.
Yeah.
We said this before the war happened. We said the war's inevitable because the Israelis are attacking. Since the Israelis are attacking, the Americans have to get involved.
Yep.
So Trump said, okay, they're going to attack anyway. We might as well get involved and run the operation at least. Let's run it operationally so that we can like kind of, you know, whatever. So in his eyes, he was like, okay, he was hoping, he was praying to God. Let's kill Khamenei. Let's kill his top 50 people. And then that will effectuate the regime change. I can walk away from this. Nope, nigga. That's not stupid.
Nope.
Those Mossad agents told.
It got worse.
You know what,
That's not
Riyadh?
how
I need
these
you to.
theocratic regimes work, man.
Yo, Riyadh, you know what? How much you want to bet, bro? When Netanyahu was here, because he was here a couple weeks back, right?
Yes.
And he it was all business. Nigga didn't do no meeting beforehand. None of that shit. He took the side door, actually. He took the back door to go into the White House. A lot of people don't talk about this. He didn't do what he normally does. You know, they come around the front, they shake hands, they greet the leader. He didn't do none of that shit. He went around the back, right? For his 7th meeting. How much you want to bet? That nigga brought like 3 dudes from Mossad. And they gave the intel briefing. I don't know if you want to use your Israeli accent or whatever. But yo, they gave Trump the intel briefing about why they need to attack Iran right now and how it's going to be a regime change and how they got spies in.
Mr. President, we have to attack Iran now. They are going to nuke everyone. Everyone gonna die. Unless you go to war. They definitely, bro, look.
That's pretty
I'm not
funny,
saying
bro.
Trump believed it or he bought it, but
Yo, I'm telling
it was
you, those niggas went in there with a board and everything, and they said that shit.
And it's not even that Trump believed it. Trump probably knows it's BS, but Marco Rubio gave us the missing context clue we need in his briefing. What did he say? He said Israel was going to strike first. And
we're going to strike first.
Here's the thing. If we leave Israel alone, we say, you know what? Piss off. Go strike first. We're not helping you. They're going to start a war they cannot handle.
They cannot handle.
They were already low on interceptors before this started. That's per U.S. intelligence. So they didn't even have the capabilities in terms of air defense to withstand a war they would start. So that's the whole preemptive thing. What would that lead Israel to likely do? Flirt with the idea of a nuclear weapon entering the picture. If that happens,
they're gonna end up
Russia, China, all these other.
They're gonna use nukes. If America pulls out, Israel is probably gonna use nukes. But we all know what's gonna happen right after that. Everyone is gonna see that actually Israel is the fucking enemy. And when someone uses a nuke, this is where the big dogs end up coming in and saying, "Oh, you use a nuke? You're creating chaos everywhere? Oh, good luck. Good luck with our nukes then." The big dogs are gonna stop talking. Because no one wants to talk about it, but Israel has illegal nukes. They illegally have a fucking nuclear project that is illegal. That they stole from America and nobody fucking wants to talk about it, which is actually fucking wild. A president talked about it and he got assassinated. I forgot his name. I did forget his name. Rest in peace. He knew the things that was going on right there when it comes to Israel. He tried to prevent that from happening and ended up getting assassinated for it. Unfortunate, but we all know what is going on. They have a secret nuclear program that is illegal, and a lot of people know that shit. And if they end up using that, hey, the big dogs are going to be at the door waiting to fuck you up. That's what I'm saying.
Countries would be catabolic. It would be horrible. And so, you know,
it would fuck them up.
Maybe it's blackmail, maybe it's donors. I think it's everything combined with the fact that Trump is afraid a conflict is going to break out in the region that he will have no control of if he allows Israel to get involved alone. You know, and that's what they did. They said, yo, we're doing this, so we recommend you join us, but if you don't join us, things will probably end quicker. And that probably means a nuclear option, you know? So
it would end quicker. It would end quicker. And here's the other thing too. People don't understand. Number one, the Israelis have an ambiguous nuclear strategic ambiguity is what they call it, right? Translation: we have a nuclear program, but we don't publicly acknowledge it because we lose our U.S. funding. Here's the other thing too for the U.S.
Yep.
If the Israelis nuke the Iranians, say goodbye to counter-proliferation for the rest of your life, bro.
Yep.
Say goodbye. Nuclear proliferate, non-proliferation treaties, all that shit, done. Everyone, that means nothing. It would change the world. It would undermine the United States, and every single country on Earth is going to pursue a nuclear weapon. They're going to say to hell with sanctions, to hell with the IAEA.
Yeah, that pretty much what's going to happen. That's the problem. Is if they end up using the nuclear bomb, everyone doesn't give a fuck about the rules, and they're gonna start going for the nuclear project, and everyone was gonna want a nuke. Everyone.
I want one.
So that's all I'm saying. Israel is playing with fire, and they're gonna get burned for it. That's what I'm saying.
These Israelis just bombed a non-nuclear power. We're gonna get the nuclear bomb.
Nuclear power.
Entire Middle East. Yes, there you go. That was that, and that's the real fear. That's the real biggest fear.
All of them, Egypt, every single one, they would all race towards some sort of nuclear capability because, I mean, why wouldn't they? They just saw Iran get toppled because they didn't have a nuke. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like it would just be intelligent for these countries to race after that if they saw Iran get nuked. And then this is the kind of the whole dilemma with the poli-science. The United States had to get involved, but that's because Trump let them cover so much ground under his 2 administrations. They made so many changes, with Mike Pompeo saying the IRGC are terrorists, with the killing of Qasem Soleimani, with the killing of Hassan Nasrallah, with the destabilization of Yemen. All these things led to it making things so much easier for the United States and Israel to eventually launch this attack that they did 2 weeks ago. We're exactly 2 weeks into this conflict, but this all started from Trump weakening so many vital pillars and standing points for the axis of resistance to exist. So this is all a culmination of Trump's policy. You know, he allowed this to manifest.
Yeah, but he allowed this to manifest, and now
it's like a do not disturb setting for your mind.
Oh, shut up. Shut the fuck up. We don't give a fuck. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
This was the beginning of the end when he killed Qasem Soleimani, bro.
Yeah.
This was the
beginning of the end.
If I'm going to be honest. Pulling out the nuclear deal and then making the IRGC a terrorist organization and then killing Qasem Soleimani. This was really the beginning of the end right here, bro. And also, just so you know, the Israelis were involved in this operation. They pulled out last second to leave Trump with the bag.
Yep.
They needed Trump to be the one that killed him. So Israeli
wouldn't be actually affected by
the
it.
aggression wouldn't just be on the Israelis. They were involved in this operation. They pulled out last second, dude. And Trump, obviously being the egomaniac that he is, he was okay with taking all the credit for it, but he didn't realize that he signed a death warrant for the United States with that. You know what I mean? Like this was not good, because what the Israelis did that on purpose to force the United States to have blood on their hands. And keep us involved in this conflict.
Yeah, just like what they did with Jundullah and the American passports. They have to effectuate some sort of American involvement. They have to, because here's the thing: if these Mossad assets.
This nigga was an enemy for the Israelis. Look, former Mossad, Yossi Khan says Soleiman's strategy had personally tightened the noose around Israel's neck. This guy was an enemy of Israel, bro.
Yeah.
Okay. Like this guy was no fucking threat to us.
Top dog. He was top dog of all the proxy network. He was the guy. You know, he created everything, and he kind of strategized how it would work, where they would be, how they'd be stationed.
He was the head of the Axis of Resistance for sure.
Yeah. You know, he was the brains behind it, and you know, here's the thing. Israel strategically has to involve the United States. That's why they use our passports in their intelligence operations, because once they do their evil deed, the victim of said evil deed will go, hang on, this wasn't just Israel, this was America. So you know what? Americans are now our enemy as well. And what does that have Israel, or what does that allow Israel to do? It enables them the ability to say, well, this is your fight too, because they're saying they hate Americans. They killed a couple Americans in response to us using your passports. So you got to be involved. Like, what the No, you used our passports. That's why they want to get. That wasn't us. So it's methodical planning on another level. This is why I say you got to give the devil their due. The first step to understanding this enemy is understanding how brilliant they are. this is remarkable, you know? Again,
They are
the
good.
Jundullah, the
But
Patriot
fuck them,
Act,
bro.
everything else,
They're good, but fuck them.
the nuclear
Yeah,
program.
I mean, look, here's the thing. You guys can sit there and call us anti-Semites all day. I would argue that we actually are very respectful of the Israelis. I praise their intelligence services all the time. I tell y'all, I think the Mossad is better than the CIA. If I'm keeping it 1,000 with y'all. The CIA is better funded. Obviously, it's bigger. But given how small Israel is and what they do, I think they're a better intelligence service
yeah,
than the
it's
CIA.
impressive.
Also,
That's
keep in mind,
true.
they don't have any limits. They don't care. They will do whatever they need to do, to include steal from their from their aides like us.
Yep.
They there's no red lines for them. That's the whole, like, you know, Iranian scientist thing. There's no red lines for them. So it's very easy for them to carry out a task. They just need a general area. They just need a general idea. And it doesn't matter who's in the way. It doesn't matter who might be put on a targeting or strike list, that being the United States, in response to said attack. They will do it. They don't care. As long as the job gets done. That's what matters for them.
Yeah. Here, so I had this tweet here. Like, this is what the U.S. has thrown into the region: B-1 Lancers, B-2 Spirit bombers, B-52s, B-15s, 16s, 18s, 35s, 22s, nuclear subs, guided missile destroyers.
This is our best stuff, bro. This is our best stuff.
They're using so much shit.
Yep. And
they're using so much shit, and then the counterpart, they're using the missile and the drones that they use, and somehow they're doing more better than US somehow. So
the Iranians are still,
and they're wasting less money than the US. US is using billions per day, while pretty much Iran is using like maybe 100 million or a bit more. That's it.
still here, bro. Like that's
The
crazy
difference.
part.
The
Right,
difference.
They're spending way less.
Isn't it insane that Iran has been able to kind of stand up in some degree to the United States with just a missiles program? Like, they've got no Navy, they've got no Air Force, they've just got missiles, and they're making it.
And make no mistake about it, chat. They'll sit there and talk about their Navy. We destroyed their Navy. Bro, the only reason we're in Iran right now is because of their ballistic missile program, bro.
Yeah.
And
That is
they're
the
getting
only reason
fucked.
we're there.
And they're getting fucked by
Just
it.
a missiles program that is causing this much havoc in the region. So it is what it is, but that's the situation right here, man. That's the situation we're dealing with currently. And we're 2 weeks in officially. We're two and a half weeks in at this point, or 2 weeks in 1 day. So
What are your thoughts on we could jump in Suleiman's space for like the last 15-20 minutes here. See, look, I gave you guys an extra hour. I don't want to hear no bitching. So what are your thoughts on Netanyahu being dead? I don't think he's dead. I just think,
it's true. If
he's hiding.
I was saying the other day,
Or he might be injured.
Yeah, I was saying the other day, I don't think it's true. I think he's hiding. And that's how you know that's a sign that they're ramping up the attacks on Israel, and they're kind of narrowing their focus there. And, because they've been really primarily using the Shahed drones, or these suicide drones in the Gulf regions.
And they're way more accurate, bro. That's how you know they're getting Russian and Chinese intelligence, bro. They're hitting these high rises, bro. They're definitely killing CIA operatives and military officials.
Yeah, people think they're just
definitely
attacking
killing
like
them.
random civilian infrastructure. No, they're targeting key military personnel or intelligence personnel that belongs to Israel or the United States that Russia is glad to give them the drop on, as well as maybe even China. But in regards to Netanyahu, last week, actually a week ago exactly, I remember I was with a couple of my Arab buddies, and they've got all the Syrian and Arabic news up on their phone, and it was going viral in like Arab media that Netanyahu was dead last week. I don't know if you saw that surface on your Twitter timeline, and like all the Arabs were celebrating and stuff, but it was fake news. So that happened again today. I don't think it's true. We'll see what comes over these next few days. I will say, if he were to be like KIA or anything like that, I don't think it would surface right away. I think they'd give a buffering or a briefing period before announcing that. But that would be like Iran would win the war if they did that. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like, effectively and symbolically, they would win the war from a
100%.
global perspective. On an
Symbolically, yeah.
international scale.
Yeah,
That would
100%.
give them the biggest moral and symbolic victory ever. So I don't think that they'll be able to make that happen, but who knows? I don't
Who
believe it.
knows?
I don't think
We
it's
never
true.
know.
Yeah, if they pulled it off, I'd be shocked.
Yeah.
Because the thing with Netanyahu is, I know he has like two main ways that he stays alive during times like this. One is he flies in the air. They have like their own version of like Air Force One, the Israeli version. And then the other one is he has like a very secret and very powerful bunker in Tel Aviv, somewhere down in Tel Aviv.
Yeah, and
and then he also hides out in Germany too. He hides out in Germany and he'd be hiding out in Greece.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's just what we know about. He's probably going to hide in a country that's guaranteed to not get involved in this conflict at all.
Okay, let's watch this video now.
Riyadh, do you think we're gonna be able to stay in the Middle East after this, bro? As the days pass by, I think we're
You know,
I
so-
think we're cooked.
Go, it's a great question, and one would not
Exactly. Don't forget to do that on YouTube, guys. Don't forget to do that on YouTube.
be wrong to think that it could be over with our Middle East foreign relations after this, or at least this GCC axis that we've built up. One thing that I'm reading here, and I won't even share the screen, just very briefly, but it seems like the UAE is trying to join forces with the United States and kind of create this like offensive axis against Iran and actually take up on the offensive. Now, how they're going to be able to effectively do that, I don't really know. As we know, the Gulf countries are not the most militarily equipped, except for the fact that the United
Okay,
States
cool.
supports them directly. But this reads here, and this is from the Times of Israel, Gulf states oppose war with Iran. Now, most are pushing to keep the fight going. So I'll read the beginning here. While Gulf countries caution U.S. President Donald Trump not to launch war against Iran in the
Yep.
run-up of the conflict, most
They're
of them are now
giving
urging
you-
Washington to continue striking the regime. Four senior officials representing different Gulf capitals told the Times of Israel there is still some frustration with the way the U.S. and Israel are prosecuting the war, but there is a desire among Gulf countries, particularly the UAE, Saudi, Bahrain, and Qatar, to ensure that Iran comes out of this war with its military power sufficiently degraded to cease posing a threat to them, of course, in the future. These are senior officials that are saying this, representing each country.
I don't think
So,
it's gonna happen.
interestingly enough, it seems like they're kind of bolstering up, and maybe it's because of some sort of response to the fact that they've been getting pummeled from some sort of civilian infrastructure standpoint. Of course, they're targeting key military personnel belonging to either the United States or Israel. So the Gulf countries have been suffering from that point, as well as the fact that their infrastructure, their oil refineries in Kuwait, in Saudi Arabia, in Bahrain, in Kuwait, Oman, a country that never gets involved in any sort of conflict on the global level, even they've been subject to attack by Iranian strikes and missiles. And so now it seems like there's this axis being built up to oppose Iran and say that we're going to fight back and we're supporting the U.S. and Israel. The reason why this is concerning to me is because this tells me this war is actually going to drag on, as well as the fact that Trump seems really desperate for some sort of support on an international stage.
He's
And
desperate.
he's not getting NATO. Who's to say Trump is not going behind the back door of these Gulf countries and telling them, we need your help in this war. We need you to support us, at least from
Yeah, they need.
an
They're
perspective, to say that
desperate.
you're gonna fight back against
100%.
Iran. And that's what they're doing because of the desperation that the U.S. has in being the lone wolf alongside Israel and dealing this war and dealing the damaging blows to Tehran. So maybe after everything, the UAE and Saudi Arabia and everybody else will go, yeah, you know, we'll still have relations with the U.S., but there's going to be different stipulations, I think, for those bases, no doubt. And Iran is requesting that as well. If there's going to be any sort of diplomacy or ceasefire, the U.S. bases have to carry less personnel, less weapons, less fighter jets. Something has to change. for them
Assuming
to
they even
pose-
let them stay there.
Exactly. Something
Yeah,
has to
true.
change for them to pose less of a threat, which means less U.S. leverage in these countries, less U.S. leverage in these states. We don't have the same military presence, which means we're not going to be able to impose ourselves economically if we can't guarantee their protection. This is where these
True.
Gulf countries, like you were suggesting, may look to Russia, may look to China. And by the way, people are saying, well, China and Russia are going to get involved. Likely not. What they're banking
not.
on is precisely this situation that I'm presenting to you for these countries in the region to be dissatisfied with U.S. support and the United States posing a moral hazard and this liability, especially for an economic safety standpoint. These Gulf countries
What?
make
The fuck?
Who the fuck is getting fucked in
Majority-
the back?
Don't know. Like,
of their money,
Who's
or at
thinking
least
it to
half of their
death,
money,
bro?
depends on tourism, and that's grown in the last 10 years. And as time goes, it's going to be like an opposite linear effect. Oil will become a little bit less valuable, but tourism is going to continue to be the hottest commodity for their government. They need donors, they need infrastructure, they need investments, they need real estate. They're building at a rapid pace, the UAE and all these other countries combined, especially Saudi Arabia. They're westernizing every other year. In Riyadh, now we have concerts, and back then women couldn't even drive. So they're trying to move towards this Western ideology. They're trying to modernize their countries. Good for them. Effectively, it will work, but that's not going to happen if missiles are flying over people's heads. So,
Yeah, pretty much.
very good chance that after this is all concluded, which God knows when at this
I'm
point.
in the face
these
of.
Gulf
Wait a
countries
minute.
may
Wait a
look
second, guys. Wait a second, guys. I'm in the face of Myron. I cannot. No. I'm really in his face. Wait a second, guys.
I can wait.
Oh no. No. Yeah, it's fine. I'm gonna do something like this. In chat, I'm gonna put. So at least we can see Myron's face, okay? He talks and shit.
to other powers. And if that happens, that will remove a whole lot of lifespan off of the United States being #1 and the most powerful country in the world.
Oh, I forgot to change one
In terms of
fucking
world
thing.
ranking.
Fuck, I forgot.
Stranger Things.
That's a new thing. What the f?
And who poses the biggest threat,
There you
who
go.
has the biggest, baddest military, and the most influence, the most important thing. So we'll see. You got to keep in mind too, there are conflicting reports. I like to think they're true, but I have seen official reports out of credible articles. I think Washington Post or New York Times is one of them, that MBS, or the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, was having talks with Washington prior to the conflict.
Sorry, guys,
to
I'm
motivate
changing
Trump into the
my
war.
position on
Then
my
at the
mic.
same
Sorry, sorry.
Front-facingly, he's telling the media that he wants peace in the region. Both are plausible. Both could serve his interests, but I really don't see the same kind of unified axis with the U.S. and these Middle Eastern countries after this. I mean, Iran is hitting them hard. Just 2 hours ago, sirens sounded in Bahrain, and every single time I open X, every single time I open Twitter, or I look at the news, something in the Gulf country is hit. And it honestly seems like they're getting hit just as hard as Israel, not from a civilian standpoint, but from an infrastructure standpoint. They're being dealt a great blow. And it's inexpensive for Iran to do this. So again, ask yourself the question, Strait of Hormuz, it still does not address the missile situation, which is what is pushing these Gulf countries to try and speed in this war up. Important questions, man.
I think I think where our presence in the region is cooked, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah, go ahead.
The reason why they're saying the reason why the Gulf states are getting behind Iran now is because they know that if Iran does not take out if the United States does not take out the Iranian regime at this point, that government's going to stay in power, and that government is their terms are going to be, you cannot have any military bases in the region. So one of two things going to have to happen.
Pretty much.
Either A, the United States cannot effectuate regime change, which then means the Gulf states maintaining those bases there is a huge liability and they will continue to get bombed, or B, they effectuate the regime change, then the U.S. can maintain their bases there. But the two cannot coexist. So in other words, if the regime stays in power, the Gulf states can no longer allow the United States to be there, because the Gulf states will continue to attack them until those bases are completely out of there. So, and let's be honest here. To do the regime change, you got to do boots on the ground. Boots on the ground's L.
Yeah.
Boots on the ground is L. So I don't see a future.
The boots on the ground, it's not gonna work. So it's probably gonna be the other option, the first option that they said. They're not gonna be able to do a regime change. I think it's way too fucking difficult when it comes to Iran and their terrain. It's like 10 times worse than Iraq. In Iraq, they got fucked when it comes to the mountain areas and the terrain on its own. And right now, they have 10 times worse what they got in Iran. So it's in Iraq, I mean. So I don't think boots on the ground are going to come up, and I don't think there's going to be a regime change at all.
Where we are going to be able to stay in the region after this war. I don't see it. I don't see it. There would have to be, and this is the only way we would stay in there. This is the only way I could even see it happening. There would have to be a peace agreement where the Iranians said, you know what? We'll give a little. You can stay in the region, but you can only be here from a defensive posture. Kind of like what you were saying. That there's going to be a significantly limited and reduced presence in the region. Defensive only this amount of soldiers there, only these types of planes are there, only these types of THAADs are there, whatever.
Yeah.
The Iranians will basically be able to dictate how they sit in the Gulf if they even allow it.
They're going to do it in a manner where they completely nullify the base's capability of striking back if any attack is imposed or started by Iran anyway. They're going to set it up strategically to where it's not a threat. So they may as well not even exist, which is the whole point. That's the whole point. They have to pose a threat, and that's why the Gulf countries utilize them. So their utility is rendered void if they don't actually pose a threat, which is what Iran will aim to do. And that's not something the two sides can come to diplomacy on.
That's the best case scenario, by the way. What we just
that's the best case.
Them being there but being neutered is the best scenario. I think it's going to probably be what I said before. They can't take out the regime. They have to pull out completely. Here's the other thing too for the United States. They're going to have to spend billions of dollars to rebuild everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's not like we're just going to go back and be like, all right, good. Okay, guys, let's set shop back up. Let's turn the lights on. We're cool. Let's brush the dust off over here. The bases are destroyed. So not only do they have to go back, but they have to go back and rebuild everything. So there's really like, and then here's the thing: you rebuild everything, and the Iranians might strike you again because they told you we don't want you on the region. And I think at this point, the Iranians are going to keep their foot down. They're going to say, nope, you motherfuckers are out of this region forever.
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much what's going to happen. America's fucked, bro, in every single way. Unfortunately, and it's stupid how they could have done things differently, and they decide not to do it. That's what I don't like. It's stupid. So fucking stupid.
And if you come back here, if the Gulf states you dare let them back in here, we're gonna bomb you again.
gold has gone up a lot in recent years, but it's for a good long-term investment.
Shut the fuck up,
Yeah.
please.
What can the Gulf states do? Nothing.
Yeah,
Nothing.
100%. And
I think we're cooked, bro. In the region, we're cooked. I don't see, I do not see an option where we'll be able to stay in the Gulf with this level of projection of power ever again. Ever
No,
again.
it's not gonna happen.
unless we completely eradicate the IRGC, which is going to be a process that is fully involved
It's the only way.
militarily, boots on ground,
the only way.
and it could be as long as a year or even longer if we try and effectuate that, regardless of whether we take their power out or not, which these underground cities could be independent of these power grids anyways. Who knows? That's speculative, but that's a possibility and likely a reality. If they set everything up underground, likely the power source would also be underground so they can operate despite a blackout. So it's really important questions, you know, and it's unfortunate. It's a grim reality. The Gulf Allies is very strategic for the United States and Israel too. So we'll see what
And
happens.
keep in mind,
but
not only because I said this war was going to hurt us economically, diplomatically, and militarily. So militarily, our bases are destroyed, right? Diplomatically, they've destroyed our relationship with the Gulf states because now we put the Gulf states in harm's way. They're getting bombed and destroyed. And then economically, obviously, Strait of Hormuz is closed. But don't forget, Trump's first international visit, where did he go? He went to the Gulf. They invested trillions of dollars into the United States. Are they going to want to continue investing with us?
Yeah.
When we've
No.
proven that we can't even defend these motherfuckers?
No.
Bro, this is why this is such a see for all the military retards, right? Like this idiot over here that I'm about to show you guys right now, this afterburner dumb fuck. He doesn't talk about any of the geopolitical ramifications of this conflict. Which, by the way, we should react to this because this guy, him and Enforcer are getting an enormous amount of
Unsubscribe to that piece of shit.
views. Look, 12 hours ago, 600,000 views. I think he's botting because when this guy goes live, he could barely get 3,000 live viewers.
That's really painful.
I think he's botting.
Yeah,
But that's a whole other
really
conversation.
painful. Go ahead.
Well, let's go ahead and react to this shit, bro, because this is what me and my brother are gonna do for y'all. We're gonna play this video and we're gonna just like debunk the lies, okay, or the propaganda, because this type of stuff is
Oops,
what's
sorry.
flooding
he's pogging.
YouTube and
He's sucking dick, more like it. What the fuck? What do you mean pogging?
Pog.
He's sucking dick, bro. Gay as fuck. Gay as fuck, bro. He's fucking sucking dick.
being pushed in the algorithm. You have anything before I go into this video?
No. I just want to. And here's the thing.
Ain't
I'll
gonna
just
mention
say
all
this.
any of the shit.
You know what?
Who is he?
I don't fucking know. Just another fucking retard that does not know nothing about geopolitics and lying to everybody, somehow getting more views. So he's probably botting. Yeah, I mean, I do agree with that.
Just talked about all the high IQ shit we just mentioned with diplomatically, economically, whatever. You ain't gonna mention none of that shit. This dude.
I'll put the cherry on top too to add to what you were saying. This is what I was going to say a moment ago, but I got lost in the train of thought. What Iran has effectively done. This is why people are saying they're winning symbolically. I'll
I'd be
verbalize that for you.
homosexual.
I'll break it down in simple.
What?
No, just in my
No. What'd you say?
in my game.
Yes.
There
Yes.
is an article saying a scientist from Yemen says that 2 in 10 people might become robosexual in the next few years.
I mean, the other thing I'm gonna say, I know that you're playing a game, but what you just said, it's probably gonna become a reality when it comes to real life. That's all I'm saying. But hey, let's continue.
Hey,
terms.
bro.
Yes?
Being robosexual doesn't sound so bad.
You're the most if you think it's not that bad, you're the most fucking retarded guy I've ever seen. What do you mean, bro?
depends.
We mean it depends. It's bad. It is bad.
Yes, it is.
It's very bad. We mean.
But sometimes people are desperate.
But simple, women need to actually fucking become women. Like, what the fuck? Simple as that.
That's the problem. They don't want to.
Like, no robot. What do you mean, bro? The
No, I'm
fuck?
just saying. If
This is what I
then-
do to shut it down to you.
Do the shut it down.
Oh,
Do the
that's
shut it
insane.
down. Spin that little
You'll
hat
get
around and do the
desperate
shut
over
it down.
time. You know
No,
it,
you
bro.
need to get to shut it down when it comes to that
No, but
shit.
people will get desperate.
Yeah, the thing is, people probably will be desperate and end up doing it, which is stupid.
So,
yeah, let's
what can I
continue.
say?
Let's continue.
Even I wouldn't want to date a woman at this point.
No. The thing is, you can still find a good woman, but as soon as the feminism is gonna end up touching the whole world, men are gonna probably go for robots instead of going for actually fucking women. That's probably what's gonna happen.
Iran has been
And right now, remember, feminism, it's pretty much I would say 3/4 of the world. It's pretty much almost everywhere. It's close to being everywhere. So
able to fight 8 or 9 countries, deal damaging blows to them, disrupt the economy, raise the price of oil, raise the price of gas, make stock markets in the United States the strongest stock market, NASDAQ and everything, volatile, all while not leaving their country, doing it with missile systems only, and stretch United States missile interceptor defense.
shut the fuck up.
You know, volatile, you know.
Yes, but shut up.
It's not that? Okay.
Shut up.
We never know.
I mean, why would you talk about geopolitics? What does that have to do with the game? It has nothing to do with the fucking video game.
Ah, sorry. I thought.
What do you mean you thought?
Well, there is not a lot of things that you can talk and say volatile. So, you know.
And systems
Jesus
wide
Christ.
and thin across the region,
Hey, I
and
love
make
games.
us grab at missile systems and
Too
gas
much.
systems in South Korea to put in Israel, as well as the fact that we've been
But I'm
showing
honest.
a priority or a favoritism in Israeli airspace versus the other Gulf countries as well. So Iran has kind of highlighted that
should
we're
really
not
buy those
indestructible.
goodies.
Yeah, we're the strongest power. Yeah, we pose the biggest threat. But they've effectively shown, hey, the United States can take a dent too, and we'll show you how we can do it. And then the Strait of Hormuz
And they're
is the
doing
cherry
it.
on top, but that's not even all the bad news. The bad news is those missiles in the air. If we can't stop those, the onslaught will continue. And we haven't been able to stop them, you know? So as
Yeah,
long as they continue
pretty
to
much.
penetrate airspace, in which they will, until there's some sort of ceasefire, effectively,
He's sucking dick. He's
it's
not
like
plugging.
kind of a loss for us. And, you know, you got Benjamin Netanyahu.
Do you
by
want
his
me
side.
to go in paint and put the fucking dick so you can see the dick there? He's sucking fucking
This is
dick.
going-
There's no pog
You
there.
know, and he's going to continue to
And there's
weaponize
another
that.
fucking retard lying to everyone about geopolitics and botting in this video. That's all he's doing. There's another fucking retard, pretty much.
It's shit top to bottom, but I don't expect this guy or any of the other. I'm supposing he's a MAGA shill to kind of address these sorts of issues, which are really important for the Americans to understand. And that's the America First position. That's a pro-America position, is that we shouldn't be militarily involved in the Middle East for another country. And that's like basic ABC
Yeah.
poly science, but
Basic.
you know, they just refuse to admit it. I don't know if it's a pride thing or what. I'm so sorry. Let me just read these very quickly. I have 2. Hour says, what other way could Israel be taken out if Trump didn't set it up? It seems like a ridiculous thought, but we are in 2026. Are you insinuating that like Trump is going to pull out? Is that what you mean? I'm not sure what you mean. Top 5 baller. In Australia, people are siphoning fuel. Oh my goodness. That is not good.
Holy shit, bro. You know what siphoning fuel is? Hello?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what siphoning fuel is?
You take from a car. Like, the fuck you want me to say? It's
No,
in the words.
I'm asking if you knew.
Yes, it's in the words. You
Okay,
siphon
no.
the fuel.
No, but that's crazy. It's actually very fucking shocking that it got to this point. It actually got crazy that it got to this point. Holy shit, bro. Bro. The fuck were they thinking going to war with Iran? Stupid.
Did you hear that?
Say that again. That last part I was reading.
In Australia,
Sorry.
people are allegedly siphoning fuel. That's from top 5. Somebody super chatted that.
Yeah, bro. They're double. Their prices have doubled. Yes.
Wow.
Someone mentioned to me it was $1.20
Holy shit.
before the war per liter. Now it's $3 a liter.
Holy shit. We're up a full
In
dollar
Australia.
here in the United States as well. That's bad.
Yeah, guess what? We're up to almost 2 euros here in Europe, so we're getting there. We're getting there. In some places, it's already 2 euros. So we're getting there, guys, by the way. Here in Europe, we're getting there. We're getting to the point of doing the same shit that Australia is doing right now. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
My buddy sent
They're
me a
getting
picture
cooked over
earlier.
there.
He said, yo, why is premium gas? He only fills up premium. Why is premium gas $5? It was like $4.09 here in Connecticut. And I was like, bro, why do you think?
Yep. Niggas don't even know. Rick Ross says, keep making me aware. Keep making people aware of this. I just red pill my lead at work. Lockheed, he couldn't believe all the lies mainstream media told him. He doesn't listen to Fox anymore. I'm telling
Let's
you, bro, it's all
go.
bullshit.
They're all
Suleiman
bullshit,
did a
bro.
report-
They're all these fucking Jews, bro. You know, there's all these fucking Jews. We all know it's them trying to brainwash everyone, lying to everyone. But now a lot of people know the truth, and everyone's believing it. A lot of people. We talked for a long time about the shit that was gonna happen, and now people are actually fucking seeing the truth in front of them, and the Jews are getting fucked.
In Iran, we didn't see it. Iran for because my brother just surfed. He might have deleted it, guys. Iran for president 28, 2022. Okay, Iran threatens to cut internet cables underwater. Yeah, I heard about that. Myron, did you see that Russia said that they'll nuke Israel if Israel nukes Iran? Send me proof of that. I don't believe that.
I don't think so.
You guys don't realize that the Russians and the Israelis actually have a very strategic relationship because lots of Russians are Jewish. So this is why Putin. This is why Putin drags his feet when it comes to giving the Iranians weapons. They were supposed to give them fighter jets and other air defense that they've been dragging their feet on for a while. The Russians and the Israelis absolutely have a strategic kind of backdoor relationship because there's so many Jewish Russians. Yeah, so I find that hard to believe that they would nuke Israel if Iran is nuked. That's bullshit.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any major development in terms of blackout. You got to be careful in the fog of war. There's so many fake posts and stuff, and so maybe
there's a lot of fake news. There's a lot of fake news. Fake news. So the fake news does exist, guys. So that's why I say watch these people, because at least they're very good. They show you proof. They explain things like with the truth, factual truth. And that's why I say these guys are the best, I would say.
Confirmed, and they got a sprawl of U.S. and NATO troops from Victoria Base in Baghdad. U.S. and NATO forces have fully withdrawn from all areas of Iraq except northern regions where some troops remain in Kurdish areas, marking a major development. So we'll see what that means. Go ahead.
I need to do my beard as well. Holy shit!
Little thing here.
My beard is very annoying
quick
today.
Word for my sponsor, whatever. If you want to mute yourself, you can, or mute me or whatever. It's gonna take me a second.
You're good.
Okay. Quick word from the sponsor, and just since you guys know that I am demonetized on this bad boy. This one is going to come from our boys over at Rumble Wallet. Okay, here's a little inside scoop that many creators...
Okay, we're gonna...
Just you.
No, you shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
On base 44.
Jesus Christ.
I just read it, but I'm reading. Guys, if you have a question, you got to super chat in. Only because I'm not trying to possibility.
So, like a Hasbara agent at this point. Bro is literally, I consider him like a Hasbara agent at this point. Bro is literally pushing all the propaganda. I'm actually even going to turn on YouTube for a little bit here, just so that we can wake people up to this, because this is so important to view this. And Riyadh, whenever you want me to pause, just let me know, and I will go ahead and let you give your whenever you want me to pause, because I already know he's going to say a bunch of bullshit. So the title of the video here is...
SK1, I'm just seeing the chat. I'm sorry. I'll read it when Myron's paying attention. I see it. Please search. I got you, bro. My bad. I didn't see it at all. I just glossed over it.
Over the past couple of
I'll read it in a moment.
Saying that, oh, we're going to open the Strait of Hormuz. Trump did this. Look at this awesome thing that Trump did. Just a bunch of Trump glazing. And it's actually pretty pathetic.
Well, sucking dick,
but let's go ahead and kind of get into it.
Welcome to today's video. It's March 22nd, 2026, day 23 of Operation Epic Fury, and the B-52 Stratofortress just dropped payloads across Iran, and it's been doing it for the last few weeks, that have turned Iran's ballistic missile facilities into smoking craters. Specifically, this one right here, the Buff, the big, ugly, fat fellow. And that changed. The fellow is changed a little bit from what the actual nomenclature might be, but again, you guys love acronyms, so I gotta keep them coming. They launched likely from RAF Fairford in the UK, flew marathon missions over hostile territory, and slammed precision-guided munitions into the Ku-e Baramali ballistic missile assembly facility, among multiple other places. These B-52s were just seen yesterday taking off loaded with stealthy cruise missiles and JDAMs. So you see the cruise missiles on the outside, and you know that it's also packing some heat on the inside, proving that they can do both standoff bombing, so launching those cruise missiles, and stand-in bombing, dropping the JDAMs. Meanwhile, the Iranian regime is firing back with defiant rhetoric, as they do. Their military spokesperson at this point could be an AI voice. I mean, we don't really know who's in charge. They're vowing to irreversibly destroy U.S. and allied energy, IT, and desalinization infrastructure across the region if their power plants get hit, while claiming the Straits of Hormuz remains open except to enemy vessels. So stay with me. This is the B-52 doing what it does best to dismantle Iran's missile empire and their ability to produce these ballistic missiles.
Okay, so he said that these B-52s have been doing this for weeks. Okay, why is the Strait still closed then, dummy?
Yeah, I was about to say, if they're doing this for weeks, how the fuck is still the things the way they are right now? Like, it's still chaotic and Iran is still able to maintain control, at least so far. It's crazy, isn't it?
Indeed.
Like, clearly it's not working. The Strait is still closed. By his own admission, the B-52s have been doing these operations for weeks. Why is the Strait still closed?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll tell you why. Because the Iranians have been able to make it dangerous enough for the ships to not pass. And this is what this idiot doesn't understand. The people that are sailing these ships are civilians. They're not going to take that risk.
Exactly.
It's not military warships.
Just the threat alone is more than enough. And even if we offer an equal presence in the Strait of Hormuz for said purpose,
they're not going to go. They're not going to go. They're not going to go.
Attractive because
they're still not going to go. Yeah.
Of war. It's an area of war.
Sorry, I hit my mic. Sorry.
Drone strikes could incur, missile strikes, whatever it is. It doesn't even matter.
No, not you. I'm talking about the people.
Peace, even if Iran never mentioned the Strait of Hormuz,
you don't hear my mic wheezing, making a lot of noise.
Being local
they do.
To that of which is
There's a difference
in the world right now is going to guarantee that the prices will remain volatile. So it doesn't matter if we send the USS Tripoli and we guarantee insurance and we do.
What?
No, nothing. I'm just spotting shit.
Okay.
The prices will still be up as long as there's some sort of IRGC presence, as long as there's some AI shadow voice as he claimed, which by the way, yeah, we killed all the leadership. We got no one to talk to anymore. Good job. Well then, yeah, there's going to continue to be high volatile prices, and that won't stop until there's a ceasefire or we've completely concluded the matter.
Yeah, pretty much.
And not only that, he mentioned that, and I love when they say, because this is actually a very big talking point. So again, guys, my job with this episode, like right now, this breakdown, my brother, is we are going to break down the Hezbollah for you. So if you guys notice, he mentioned the leadership. Well, let me tell you guys why the leadership means absolutely nothing in this.
Lester Banana, thank you so much for the $37, my friend.
Called a mosaic defense. A mosaic defense, guys, is a decentralized military structure that was designed to operate regardless if the leadership is decapitated. The former Supreme Leader, Ali Khamenei, instituted this. Well, actually, it's been instituted since 2007, since the fall of Iraq. But Ali Khamenei really put this into play before he died in February. That is why.
Yeah, that's the thing. They knew that things would go the way they were going right now. They predicted this was going to happen. So even if they end up following pretty much the rules of the country, they knew that even if they will fall, they made sure that the system would continue throughout the plan, and it would do exactly the things they needed to do. So even without the fucking regime, it doesn't change anything. They're still going to do the same shit that they're supposed to.
Within 1 hour of the attack, they were able to start raining missiles down on bases all across the Gulf as well as into Israel. Okay? Guys, if we got attacked, you think the United States will be able to mount an attack in 1 hour if our top 50 people were killed?
Nope.
The furthest down in succession that I've seen is number 17, Department of Homeland Security. It'd be another like 3 times more than that. We would not be able to mount an attack within an hour. Okay.
Yep.
The fact that the Iranians were able to do this is because they have a decentralized military structure. In contrast to us, where we have a top-down military structure. The president is the commander-in-chief. He makes all the military decisions, and it works down. He doesn't give marching orders of what's going to happen if he dies. That is that is what the Iranians don't have prepared for. Okay. So they're being compromised by spies. They get attacked all the time by the West. Obviously, they're dealing with a far more powerful military, and this is why the Iranians have perfected what's called second strike capability. Second strike capability, guys, is the ability to strike back decisively and very powerfully after having your leadership destroyed in an attack. This is something similar to what the Russians have with a dead hand approach. If we were to ever launch nukes and bomb Russia and kill their leadership or whatever, they have mines like in the ground that would detect radiation from a nuclear bomb, and that would launch everything that the Russians have at the United States. The Iranians have some.
Excuse me? What the fuck? I didn't know that. So they have a system that can detect the radiation, and that would launch all their weapons to America. What the fuck? What? Holy shit, Dark, is that true? That's true. I'm asking because you're technically Russian. So, you know, I'm asking. Hello? Is it legit?
Don't worry.
Is it legit true?
What?
That the Russians have a system that if one day Russia gets nuked by America, it can detect the radiation and activate all the weapons, all the missiles, all the nukes that Russia has and shoot towards America. Is that true? They have a system like that?
Well, with the current technology, I'm pretty sure it is a possibility.
No, but I'm asking because you're technically Russian, right?
Bro.
What? It's true, no?
I would say more in the part of the Ukrainian. Well, if it was.
You're Romanian. You're more Romanian, I know, but since you're like close to the Sovietics, you know, I'm asking if that's true, you know, if you knew.
Well, they wait. I forgot. Which country was where there was a nuclear failure? I forgot where was it.
Nuclear? I do not know what you're talking about.
A nuclear site, you know, for energy. Which one was it again?
I do not know.
Is it in Russia or in Ukraine?
Oh, you're talking about the abandoned nuclear site.
Yes.
Oh, Russia. Yeah, I know you're talking about now.
They probably did some experiments and shit, so yeah, it is a possibility.
So yeah, I mean, we don't know. I do not know about facts about that when it comes to about that.
Possibility.
But the way things are right now, I won't even say possibility. I would say probably they would have a system that would detect or like attacks for a certain country, and they would shot missiles towards the said country that attacked them. I'm like, holy shit, that would be that's impressive to create a system like that. Actually, that's pretty impressive.
Very similar, but without necessarily a nuclear deterrent. Rather, it's more of a ballistic missile deterrent where the marching orders are done. There's 31 different provinces which are decentralized and have their own compartmentalized order and target list, and they operate by themselves with no fucking unified command chain.
Yep.
And that is why they've been able to mount this attack. So this retard telling you guys that their leadership is gone, I think they're on AI, that's completely irrelevant.
Doesn't change.
That's the whole point of enrichment, by the way. Despite the fatwa, I think in 2004 by Ayatollah, the whole point of enrichment and the nuclear capabilities is to hedge, right? And that can kind of guarantee some security from a military leadership standpoint as well, despite the fact that their military can operate individually or autonomously of said leadership that's already been decapitated. So, and that's something we've seen historically, right? You know, the United States will be a lot more hesitant in getting into a full-scale war with another nuclear power. I think the closest we've ever really been was...
This is why I say, like, if the big dogs, other big dogs like Korea, China, Russia, and so goes on, if they see an opportunity to be part of the problem, I think they're gonna take it. And when there's another powerhouse in the middle, in the mixture, this is where things get scary for, I wouldn't even say just for them, for everyone in the fucking world. It becomes a scary fucking global, like, problem. It becomes really bad.
You know, with Russia in the Cold War,
so
in the few days stretch with the whole Cuban Missile Crisis, where they had nuclear assets aimed at the United States and critical key points in the United States, and then we had some in, I think, Italy and Turkey. But, you know, from that came the agreement that we will never get into a real fight with a nuclear power again, and that you can't have nuclear weapons aimed at U.S. sites, something that Iran didn't have. So what's the second best thing they have besides the nuclear missiles that the Soviet Union had during the Cold War? Would be their missiles program, their ballistic missiles program, which have been proven to be effective.
They're proven they're very good.
Last few days, or really last few weeks, but they've kind of spiked up the drone usage. And remember, guys, the drones that they have are made in house. They cost around somewhere in the range of $20,000 each and every one. And so, for them to use these drones, especially in the Strait of Hormuz, in which they've been effectively doing, is little to none for them in terms of a cost.
Yeah, it's not that
Trump,
much.
Just the other day, had said he's going to temporarily lift the sanctions off of Iranian oil so we can relieve some of the pressure in regards to the oil prices and the crude oil.
They didn't change.
We're kind of like working backwards and having things blow up in our face.
It's not really working, by the way. The prices are still going up drastically, and the price that is at right now is still too much. They didn't change anything.
About that, Myron,
It's still too bad. It's still
Iranian
bad.
connection with the oil, and then the Russian oil and the sanctions being lifted.
Oh,
and everything
yeah.
like that.
Yo,
so
this
it's just
is-
blowing up in our face. Yeah. Here,
Yo,
I'll show it here.
Because, Riyadh, me and you know, like, all the MAGA retards, right? All the idiots are like, oh, Myron, this is 4D chess. This war isn't for the Israelis. This war is to weaken China and strategically, you know, hurt Russia more. Hey, retard, do you not
4D
realize
chess?
that he wasn't able to get the Strait of
Impossible.
Hormuz open? So that means that he had to lift sanctions on Russia, the most sanctioned country in the world. Then he also had
Yeah.
to
Have you ever
lift
played
temporary
4D
sanctions.
chess?
For what?
4D or 5D chess? I don't remember. Pretty interesting game.
What? Why are you talking about a shitty random fucking game while I'm talking about fucking politics?
Because he said 4D chess, I think.
Hmm? No. Jesus Christ.
On Iran so that we can go ahead and
Bro,
stabilize
he's
the
the
price
one
of
who said
oil.
4D
This is on
chess.
top of releasing 400 million barrels of oil, and the price is still at fucking
just being
112
relatable.
per barrel. Like, do you guys not understand how bad this is? We had to release sanctions on countries that are our enemies to stabilize the oil prices while
Oil.
simultaneously putting
Yep.
400 million barrels of strategic oil reserves into the market. And we're still sitting at $112 a barrel.
Yeah.
Do
It's
you
still
get it,
bad.
chat?
Despite all
It's
that
still bad. Despite all the things that tried to stabilize the price of oil, is still bad. Like very, very bad. So pretty much nothing changed.
desperate attempt and these record numbers that we're breaking in order to relieve the pressure, we're still in a critical state, according to world experts, as to how much oil is, because it really should be around $60 to $70, 70 being the most, guys. $80 is like, what the hell is going on? And then anything over 100 or even 120, which is where we tipped the other morning, is like critical. That's catastrophic.
That's very bad.
We're playing around
actually,
in
I'm
that
glad you
ballpark.
mentioned that. Riyadh, talk about that real quick, because you put that out. I wasn't even up on that. You said that we hit 120 and then we quickly dipped down. What happened that brought it back down? Because did a tweet happen, or did the White House say something? Because I noticed once we get into the 120 range, Trump starts panicking. Have you noticed that, Riyadh?
Yeah.
That's the
He starts panicking.
that's the catastrophic stage where there will genuinely be global uprising or global destabilization. And at that point, that's where the prices are so volatile that people cannot keep up. By the way, we're even seeing this with TSA agents. Obviously, we have the whole partial governmental shutdown, and then the airports have record lines right now going outside of LaGuardia, as well as this plane just hitting a fire truck. That's not going to help to the issue. But TSA agents, I've read this in a couple of verified reports on CBS News. Obviously, they're anonymous to protect their own position, but they fall under the government and DHS, and TSA agents are saying they can't even make it to work because the gas prices are so high and they're not being paid by the government. So
Holy, well, okay, yeah, it's cooked, bro. They're cooked. They're cooked, bro. They're cooked.
it's like such a circular issue that keeps going around.
It's so
and
bad.
we're biting ourselves in our own.
Like, and bro, holy shit. The problem is even bigger than how big it was, bro. The problem is already, it's so fucking massive. But there's still even more problems after that. Like, the problem keeps getting bigger and bigger. Holy shit, bro. Americans so fucking dumb participating in this shit. It's so stupid.
So take a look at this tweet. I think this was the response that had fixed the whole 120 issue.
Alors, comment rejoindre le master?
Shut the fuck up, you stupid fucking retard. Get the fuck away from my screen. I'm here to talk about geopolitics. Fuck off.
To the timeline. So the Treasury Secretary Bessent says the U.S. will use Iranian barrels against Tehran by releasing 140 million barrels of sanctioned Iranian crude onto global markets to bring prices down. He claims 440 million total barrels are being mobilized to undercut Iran's Hormuz's leverage. The framing is creative, but the reality is absurd. The United States is bombing Iran while simultaneously unlocking Iran's own oil sales to stabilize the energy market that the bombing broke.
It makes no sense, bro. How you cannot do that? It's physically not possible.
I mean, it just doesn't get worse than this.
It makes no sense, bro.
Warfare.
It makes no
Mario
sense.
doesn't like Iran, by the way. Mario does not like Iran.
Yeah.
He's been extremely critical of the regime, by the way.
That's
that guy.
why I brought that
That's
up,
so
because
stupid.
if
Oh,
it's
sorry, I
coming from
accidentally hit
him,
my mic.
I don't need
Sorry.
to substantiate it any further, but it's common sense. The way he framed it was actually brilliant. The United States is bombing them, and then we're also giving them the potentiality to unlock oil sales. So they're going to make
makes no
money
sense.
in the same process, and
It's
that's gonna
stupid.
make a guarantee of difficulty being higher for any access or revenue being generated.
It makes so
It's completely
stupid.
false. So
It makes
again,
it
you
so
kinda see
stupid.
as whole- it's not only in the military aspect, but it's
Bruh.
economically as well. It's hurting
Like,
as well.
bruh.
So, I'm done.
No, I was gonna say, so like this stupid nigga right here is telling you that we're winning the war. Hey, America, I need you to listen to me real close. Okay? Look at me, guys. Look at me. All right? This war is costing us roughly $2 billion a day. On day one of the war, we killed Khamenei to get Khamenei.
They get Khamenei. They kill Khamenei. They have another Khamenei.
This next Khamenei is worse than the first Khamenei. He wants nuclear bombs. He wants war against the West. He doesn't want to do any type of diplomacy, and he wants all the bases gone. That's an L. Next, this was supposed to be 4D chess to weaken the Chinese like we did with Venezuela.
4D chess. Like, do you want to know what it means? 4D chess. It's supposed to be a 4 days operation. The war was supposed to last 4 days, and America and Israel should have attacked Iran so hard that they couldn't like continue with the war after the 4 days, but it didn't work. It didn't work. So that's what he means about the 4D. Is it's the operation was supposed to last 4 days, but it didn't work.
And to weaken the Russians. Now, Russian gas and oil, sanctions are lifted. They're making money hand over fucking fist and have almost recouped all the money they lost from the Ukrainian war because we were trying to make them weaker economically and militarily. That backfired.
It
The Chinese,
backfired.
they're still getting oil from the Iranians. Nothing is being slowed down on them. And then the cherry to the fucking top of this is we went ahead and lifted sanctions on the Iranians, on their oil, something that we have not done since 2015 with the JCPOA. Does this look like winning to you guys?
No,
I don't think so.
I just
And
see
this is
L
despite
after
the
L
fact that
after L after
a barrel
L,
of oil
bro.
right now sitting at about $112. Everybody's seeing a spike in their gas prices. We got a government shut.
Like they did the shut it down for everyone,
Do the shut it down. Do the shut it down.
and then they said after the war, and then they said, you know what? Oh, there's no more sanctions. There's no more shut it down. You can do whatever you want. Like, bro. So you're taking an L. They're backfiring. Everything is backfiring at them. Like right now, it's pretty funny. It's pretty fucking funny.
Down where the TSA can't even get paid, or ICE for that matter. We got all kinds of problems going on.
And bear in
Meanwhile, we're
mind-
spending $2 billion a day on this fucking war. Good.
No, sorry. And bear in mind,
And this
that
idiot tries to tell you we're winning.
And the 112 price is only because the United States has released a record amount of oil reserves, something we've never had to dig so far to.
Yep.
So we are
True.
grasping
The whole
at
international community.
straws. Yeah, we're grasping at straws to keep oil prices stable, to keep gas prices stable. And what do
But
you
it's
think would
not
happen
working.
when the most critical passageway responsible for 20% of the world's oil, or 1/5, has been blockaded or has been effectively threatened, and so these ships cannot pass through peacefully? And even if they can pass through, the price will still increase because
Yes,
the
increase, yeah.
expected supply is to go down. And so
Yeah.
the expected or anticipated supply is to go down. The demand will still go up, and that means higher prices until there is a ceasefire or until there's peace in the region. And you can guarantee that.
Now, let me also tell you this, which is kind of crazy. And then they'll try to tell you that this is winning, guys. Like, they're
There's no
telling you guys
winning.
about military wins. We're telling you about real losses.
Yeah. You like people. Like I say, this is what like, you need to see the picture. There's a picture where we see America winning the war, but there's a bigger picture right behind the picture. What's behind that small picture? The bigger picture where all the fucking L's that America's taking, they exceed so much that it doesn't matter if they win the war. It does not fucking matter. That's what they're doing. They're showing how the bigger picture is. How the big is the fucking actual picture.
Because this war isn't a military war; it's a strategic and economic war, and we
Yeah,
are losing
exactly.
and we're making our enemies stronger in the process. If you're actually America first, you should be 1,000% against this war, and you should be telling guys like Max Afterburner, you're a Max fucking retard. Because
Yes.
Right, thank you
Yeah.
for the super chat.
This
I hope
idiot
you're having a better
is
day.
making Probably
Thank you so much.
50 to 100K a month. You don't give a fuck about gas prices. This nigga
Yeah, I
just
don't
gonna keep
care.
pushing out his bar. He's getting paid by the Israelis probably 7,000 a post to fucking do this shit. So he don't give a fuck.
Yeah, pretty much.
Gas prices go up to $10 a
These
gallon.
people
He
are
don't care.
compromised. Yeah, these people are compromised, and that's why you have to be so careful in regards to this whole information war and who you're getting your information from. Not only are we in the fog of war, so it's easy for the propaganda to stretch far, but it's also the fact that, do you not understand? It's very evident the United States is losing from a strategic perspective right now because Trump is fighting to censor the media. The
Yep.
commissioner or the chief of the FCC which is responsible for the licenses of legacy media, mainstream media, and what the news reports, is threatening to revoke the licenses of like Fox News, CBS, CNN, or whoever is reporting against the narrative that this war is helping the U.S. and that we're not losing. Anybody who's saying that we're losing and that we're not having a good deal blow or a good amount of traction being covered in Iran in regards to this war and how we're effectuating regime change, anybody who's actually operating in regards to reporting the news in opposition to that, they could be threatened to lose their license in regards to news reporting. So, I mean, ask yourself, if Trump is fighting to censor these kinds of narratives, you know, do you think we're strategically winning? So that's why people like this are discredited immediately upon finding this information and dishonestly reporting it, like how he's doing, talking about B-2 bombers. And by the way, these guys love to talk about these military buzzwords. When I watch them, they always go, well, this platoon and this unit and this aircraft carrier and this has this capability. It's like, yeah, bro, we get the big bad military might of the United States. We get it. We understand. We spend more than the next 5 countries in military spending combined. We get it, okay? Like, we know how powerful we are. That still doesn't take away from the fact that Trump is fighting to censor the news. Why do you think that is? It's because what me and my brother are saying is actually more parallel to the truth.
Now that I think about it, eyes are
Yo, this nigga's a retard, bro. Like, it actually pisses me off that he says this shit, but let's keep playing it.
And then what it's doing next is going to challenge everything you've heard about the B-52's unstoppable reach. And here's some
just so you guys know, he mentioned earlier, he admitted that the B-52 had already been doing this operation for weeks and the Strait isn't closed. That's from his own mouth, by the way.
That's pretty funny. Like, you know, how can you say that, well, you've been doing this for a long time, but still closed? Interesting.
The clip again if you guys think I'm crazy. Again, this is the architect of this war. This is the guy who's behind everything. This is the guy who wants us to...
I fucking hate this fucking nigga, bro. This piece of shit. The fucking Jews, bro. The fucking Jews, bro. Why is it always the fucking Jews? They always have to do the shut it down.
Do the shut it down. Do the shut it down.
Like, they always have to do a bunch of fucking shit, a bunch of fucking dumb shit. Like, come on. It's always him. It's always.
I gotta say, this is the guy who's behind everything. This is the guy who wants us to be able to... These are his words, not mine.
We can do a lot of things from here, and we're doing, but there has to be a ground component as well. There are many possibilities for this ground component, and I take the liberty of not sharing with you all those possibilities.
How much more obvious could it be that Netanyahu knows what's going to happen? He knows what's to come, but he has to be very, very careful in his wording. Anyways, let's move on to Trump's Truth Social meltdown. So there's 2 posts or tweets, whatever you call them, on this weird platform that he let out. We'll go over this one first because this is a bigger deal and this was recent. This was earlier today, this afternoon at 5:13 p.m. So this is the whole big deal. This is what's kind of been breaking in the news recently. Before I read this, let's get into chats. I think I had a couple chats. One moment, please. Thank you guys for all the love. Like the video. Send in some chats.
What the fuck?
The one to clap. Thank you.
You just...
You see...
Yes?
You see the iris?
Thank you so much.
Dark, I don't care.
Yeah, no, but... I put it black instead of the pupil. And I shit it not, for someone that has played for maybe 10 hours, j'ai pas remarqué que je me suis trompé entre la partie qui doit être colorée en une couleur et la partie qui doit être noire. J'ai inversé. Je sais pas comment.
I'm just gonna continue, bro.
Like 10 hours, 15, just looking at her in the eyes.
Michaka. 171 Riyadh.
And I was like, Riyadh, those eyes are not normal for some reason.
Very funny. Okay.
J'ai remarqué que
Trump had to say here.
I want
so
to
bear
see
in mind
the
everything that
tweets.
I've been covering the last hour. Bear in mind that we're sending more military reinforcements, about 2,500 Marine troops into the Middle East that will arrive there in 2 weeks. They're not going to get there right away. Even the first batch that we sent out last week is still on its way to the Middle East. So keep that in mind. Okay.
That's stupid.
Also keep in mind the fact that Pete Hegseth is requesting $200 billion that we're spending. Okay. Also keep in mind the fact that Benjamin Netanyahu is talking about effectuating a ground invasion. Also keep in mind the fact that Benjamin Netanyahu has been very verbal and very open in the fact that Donald Trump has been obliging to every single one of his commands throughout this entire conflict. Trump has not
Pretty much.
come into any sort of tension or friction with
Pretty
Netanyahu in
much.
the last few months, ever since his last meeting in Washington, his 7th meeting of the year. And so it's pretty obvious that Donald Trump, if you're paying attention to the pattern, because pattern recognition is key in situations like this, if you're paying attention to the way the wind is blowing, Donald Trump is doing every single thing Benjamin Netanyahu so preciously desired in order to eventually cause the IRGC to fall.
Yeah, that's
and we've covered that
that's
today.
what
We
we've
can
been
still
doing
see
right
that
now.
the war is
Yeah.
ongoing. We can still see that the United States, although they have not entered ground operations, seems to be deploying steps to hopefully enable that for themselves. Not for me. I don't want that to happen. And so let's see what Trump has to say despite all of this, and let's see if we believe him.
Hi, did you just move here? Are you looking for a good way to meet your new neighbors? Then come to church with us. We'd
No,
love to show
thank you. If you want to speak with God, you should speak with God alone. Churches, church, in my opinion, that shouldn't exist. But let's continue.
Right here on Truth Social.
If Jesus in Israel was not happy having certain places where you can practice the religion, why would we do the same thing? Simple. That's
We
all
are
I'm
getting
saying.
very close to meeting our objectives as we consider winding down our great military efforts in
Exactly.
the
Eat chicken nuggets.
Middle East with respect to the terrorist regime of Iran. 1. Completely degrading Iranian missile capability, launchers, and everything else pertaining to them. 2. Destroying Iran's defense industrial base. 3. Eliminating their navy and air force, including anti-aircraft weaponry. 4. Never allowing Iran to even get close to nuclear
So you want them to be naked? Like what?
capability. I thought we took care of that in June. Anyways, and always
What I mean them to be fucking naked is have no way to defend themselves.
Ah, okay.
You fucking idiot. I'm talking about geopolitics. Have you forgotten?
We never know, bro.
being in a position where the
You can be
USA
very
can quickly and
geopolitically
powerfully
naked.
react
Fucking
to
idiot.
such a situation should it take place. 5. Protecting at the highest level
I
our
like
Middle
being
Eastern
an
allies,
idiot.
including Israel, Saudi
I
Arabia,
know I
Qatar,
am.
the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, Kuwait.
I should make a new thumbnail when it comes to talking about the harsh truth. I should change the thumbnail when it comes to YouTube. I'm gonna make a new thumbnail, guys. Don't worry. I'm gonna make a new
The
thumbnail.
Hormuz Strait will have to be guarded in policy.
But later.
Police.
Yeah, not today. I'm
as
gonna make
necessary
tomorrow.
By other nations who
Tomorrow I
use
have
it.
to make.
So
Tomorrow I have to make Izono's thumbnail as well, and seeing what other game I could install, make it maybe a solo game, and make a thumbnail of that solo game as well.
pay attention. This is the important part here. This is like the whole reason why I'm even reacting to this stupid ass tweet. The United States does not, if asked, we will help these countries in their Hormuz efforts, but it shouldn't be necessary once Iran's threat is eradicated. So I don't understand what he's trying to say here. Let's start from the top. The Hormuz Strait will have to be guarded and policed as necessary by other nations who use it. The United States does not. So now Trump is like trying to do this whole gaslighting pullback thing where he's saying, look, we started a war that's screwing up your oil prices, got nothing to do with us. You want to fix it? Well, then you better get involved, and that's the only way you'll guarantee we will help you.
This stupid piece of shit. You are not gonna get involved. You caused this fucking problem. You're the one who needs to fucking solve it. It's not us. We have a problem, but you're the one who caused it. You go fucking fix it, you piece of shit.
So
get the fuck
to
out
me,
of here.
This is how I'm reading it. Donald Trump is attempting to, and he's been vocal about this to the
He's
press.
trying to make
in
us
his
be part
bilateral
of it.
meeting
No, get the fuck out of
with
here.
Japan, which was yesterday, when he
Fucking
had the yellow
cunt.
tie on, I believe. He's kind of vocalized this, but I'll break it down for you. He's saying that these countries need to get involved militarily to stop Iran in their blockade of the Strait of Hormuz.
No.
Why would they do that? Why would
Fucking
any
cunts,
European
bro.
country send their soldiers to go die for Israel? Just
They
because
would.
oil prices have gone a little higher. Which also, by the way, you've been desperately trying to bring down, which is why you've been releasing a record-breaking amount of reserves. As well as the fact that you've released sanctions on countries that we're not allied with for the sake of decreasing this pressure. In regards to the Brent crude
Yeah,
oil
literally,
being at,
you piece
right
of
now, I
shit.
believe $112
You
per barrel.
fucking piece of
Why would these
shit.
countries do that? Here's the thing. You want them to do that so they can fight your battle alongside with you. That's the whole point. That's why
Yep,
he's let this tweet out.
100%.
That's why he's kind of
100%.
echoed this similar sentiment. Trump wants to pull these NATO countries in. He's very desperate to do that. There's even more tweets where he's attacking them, and I'll go over them in a moment. But it's obvious he's trying to send this message, and he already has the Marines on the way. He already has these deployments on the way, the USS Tripoli and so on. And so they'll reach the Strait of Hormuz, I'm assuming, in the next few weeks or whatever, or however long it takes. I don't know how true that claim was by CBS News, but regardless, they're on their way. And so it's like this desperate attempt to try and pull in these countries. By the
And it's not gonna fucking work. Fuck you, America and Israel. You wanted to make this fucking shit happen? It's your fucking problem to solve. You fucking piece of shit bigots, cunts. The audacity, bro. They're trying to irritate Europe so hard to be part of the war. Get the fuck out of here. Israel and fucking America, get the fuck out of here. You almost started this shit. You're gonna fucking solve this fucking shit.
I gotta say,
Pieces of shit, bro. The audacity, bro. The fucking audacity. Sending a message to all the people that are fucking getting fucked by the oil prices. Oh, if you have oil prices, you need to come and fix it. Participate on the fucking war. Get the fuck out of here. You cunt. You fucking maniacal piece of shit. The audacity, bro. Fuck this piece of shit nigga. Jesus Christ. Bro. I hate these fucking Jews. They always cause problems for fucking everybody for their fucking benefit. Pisses me off. Fucking pisses me off, bro.
The way in which they've all responded, and they've said, we are not
so triggered.
involved. We don't care what President Trump has to say. We don't care about him calling us paper tigers or whatever other degrading term he wants to use. We're not stupid. We're not fighting.
Bro, at least we know what's going on, and we don't want to get involved because we know there's like, why would you get involved? It's just gonna be bad for us. At least you, idiot, you're getting fucked in your ass by the yes, by the fucking Jews. You're getting fucked in your ass, and not only that, you're getting your fucking Iran dick up your fucking mouth. You're getting fucked twice, and you deserve it. You fucking goddamn deserve it. Fucking piece of shit.
War that doesn't benefit our country, and we're not sending our servicemen to die for the United States and Israel, which the United States has no problem in doing. So these countries have a bigger brain than us. At least they're not as controlled by Israel as us, and that's evident because nobody else has really gotten
fucking bitch.
Involved. So it's crazy.
Such a bitch, bro.
He continues here.
Sans même te rendre compte, dans un an, tu seras autonome.
Shut up.
Le calendrier de l'autonomie.
Shut the fuck up, please. Thank you.
If asked, we will help these countries in their Hormuz efforts, but it shouldn't be necessary once Iran's threat is
Yeah, it's
eradicated.
pretty funny. The algorithm, I said I had a new schedule, and I'm not respecting it, kind of. I'm kind of trying to adapt to it. And now the algorithm is giving me ads that has everything to do with schedule. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, I'm never gonna do that shit, bro.
Giving you a message.
Yeah, like
It's a sign.
I'm ever gonna use any of these shitty apps or sites for scheduling. Like, bruh.
Sign.
Yeah, that's
There's
true.
no
but
sign.
How are you going
There's
to
no sign, bro.
eradicate Iran's
What do you want
threats?
about?
You're going to have
Nah,
to
bruh.
add some sort of ground component. By the way, the whole architect of this war is Benjamin Netanyahu.
Yes, it's literally Benjamin. Yeah, no,
One of the
yeah, 100%.
biggest driving forces or biggest driving factors to this war starting and enabling Trump to get involved in joint strike with Israel and Iran on February 28th. It's Benjamin Netanyahu. It's Israeli officials. It's the Israeli government. And he himself, from the source, no better source to hear this from than Benjamin Netanyahu himself. He is saying, we are not going to get any sort of ground covered unless we put boots on ground, unless we put soldiers in Tehran or in Karg Island. We're not going to get a regime change. We're not going to reach our goals. We're not going to stop the IRGC, this terrorist regime. We're not going to stop the Iranians unless we put boots on the ground. So let me get this straight. Donald Trump is saying Iran's threat should be eradicated, quote directly, but it shouldn't be necessary once Iran's threat is eradicated. Okay, that's true, but it shouldn't be necessary once that happens. How will we accomplish that goal? How will that happen? How will that come to fruition? How will that materialize real time? It's only if we put people on the ground. Again, I will play the clip again if you guys think I'm crazy. Again, this is the architect of this war. This is the guy who's behind everything.
This
is the
piece
guy
of shit.
who wants to...
This guy hella waits for you. That's all I'm saying. hell awaits for you, my nigga. And good luck. Good fucking luck.
To be at war with Israel, and these are his words, not mine.
You can do a lot of things from the air, and we're doing, but there has to be a ground component as well. There are many possibilities for this ground component, and I take the liberty of not sharing with you all those possibilities.
I mean, man, it just doesn't get any more obvious.
Yep.
How much more obvious could it be that Netanyahu knows what's going to happen? He knows what's to come, but he has to be very, very careful in his wording. So I'm tired of this loose-ended narrative. I'm tired of this whole "you're being ridiculous. The United States is not going to get boots on ground." I remember my brother were going live. Me and my brother were going live.
And the thing is, they're gonna do it, and it's gonna be a bloodbath. Everyone is gonna fucking die, and it's gonna be on your fucking hands, you stupid Trump. It's gonna be on your fucking hands. All that blood is gonna be in your hands, you piece of shit, you bigot. It's gonna be in your fucking hands, and Israel's hands as well, you stupid Benjamin Netanyahu. It's gonna be in your fucking hands. All that blood on your fucking hands, you pieces of shit.
Back in, I believe, February, before the war had started, because this war had started
Fucking unacceptable,
at the end
bro.
of the month, but like February 3rd, 4th, around the time of the Super Bowl, we were talking about the Iran conflict, and we noticed that tensions were heating up, and we said, look, if we enter a war with Iran, we're probably going to have to put American soldiers on the ground. And everybody said, you're crazy, you're pro-Iranian, you're a stupid Muslim jihadi.
That's pretty much what's going to happen right now.
It's like, okay, bro, you can continue to cry, but
that's what
looks like
happened.
I'm vindicated in that prediction. And
It happened.
this is obvious because all of their assets are
It's
underground.
happening.
So,
more like it.
you know, if you don't take it from me, just take it from the man himself. Who better to hear that from than Benjamin Netanyahu, the one who caused the United States to get into this conflict. By the way, this is the guy who worked hard to ensure Trump would be in office. This is the guy who got several standing ovations from Congress when he condemned Obama's JCPOA Iran nuclear deal. This is the guy who's got Congress on his side. He's got a ton of power. He's got a ton of knowledge. He is the brains behind this entire motive in this conflict.
Yep. It's always them, bro. It's always them. It's always them. It's always them, bro. It's always them.
Let's see what else Trump has to say. He said this yesterday. This is at 9:43. Or no, this is this morning. Sorry. Without the USA, NATO is a paper tiger. They didn't want to join the fight to stop a nuclear-powered Iran. Now that fight is militarily won. What does this vague, loose-ended term mean? Militarily won. I'm sorry, how did we militarily win this war? Pete Hegseth is asking for $200 billion. Pete Hegseth is justifying why we're spending ludicrous amounts of money on such a short conflict. How is it militarily won when you said this would last only 4 weeks?
Pretty much.
And we're reaching the 4-week mark tomorrow.
Yeah,
we're
we're
at 3.5,
reaching.
or really 3 weeks and some change. And we've still sent tons of military assets in
Yep.
USS Tripoli off the coast of California. It's won? We won?
No, we
I don't
didn't.
think so. As well as the fact that Israel is getting hit as we speak. And you're still having to supply. Yeah, we won the war militarily, but you're pulling THAAD systems, which are air defense systems, from South Korea to put in Israel. Yeah, we're winning the war militarily, but political officials in Saudi Arabia are complaining that we're over prioritizing Israeli airspace over the Gulf countries' airspace. We're winning militarily though. Certainly. This isn't asymmetric
Bruh.
warfare. You're not
That's so
having to
funny.
dump oil out of your ass and reach into records amounts of reserves in order to compensate and bandage an issue that can only temporarily be bandaged, which is that of the price of oil being over $120 per barrel. That's what it was a few days ago. It came back down because of your desperate move to relieve sanctions on these countries that we're not allied with.
True.
We're militarily winning. Okay, what does that mean? We've bombed Iran? We can bomb anybody. How are we militarily winning? They still have their enrichment program.
Yep.
They still have their missiles program, which poses
Yep.
the biggest threat to Israel as we speak right now. And they still have their proxies that are fighting. By the way, the Houthis have not even made a move yet. The Houthis are in Yemen, the south of Yemen, or really all over Yemen at this point, waiting for the drop in some sort of opening in the defenses of the United States, or really Israel. And
Yeah,
best believe
they're
they'll probably
waiting.
take to the Red Sea
They're waiting. They're waiting. The Houthis are fucking waiting for their fucking opportunity. And as soon as they see the opportunity, hey, here comes another one. Another. Bro, there's going to become a war in between all the Middle East. It's not just Iran or Israel. It's pretty much all the fucking countries in the middle of that shit.
To cause more naval disruption among not only oil exports, but maybe naval carriers as well, or our military assets, or Israeli military assets.
Yeah, but good luck, bro.
You've got all these proxy networks that are getting involved, kind of putting their foot inside and outside of the door, stepping in when it helps, stepping in when it hurts the United States and hurts Israel. And you've got the Houthis who haven't even been mobilized yet. Who knows what they'll do in the couple weeks that are coming to us, as well as the fact that Hezbollah has still been active in strikes against northern Israel. But we're militarily winning, guys.
We're militarily winning, bro.
Let's continue to read on this.
We took a bunch of L's. We took a bunch of L. But we're still winning. We're still winning. Like, bro, like, they cannot make this up, bro. Don't make this up.
Crazy, crazy tweet. Now that the fight is militarily won with very little danger for them, they complain about the high oil prices they are forced to pay. Yeah, they're complaining about high oil prices because
of you
struck Iran for no reason, and then Marco Rubio said, oh, we struck them because Israel was going to fight first, and they're blockading a critical passageway.
It's because
that
of
is
you.
Responsible for moving through 20%.
You could have prevented this from fucking happening. You decided not to.
Did you know that talking out loud to yourself is a sign of a high IQ?
Really? I thought I was just
shut
bananas.
the fuck up.
No, I always talk to myself.
Shut the fuck up, you dumb fucking woman. Go back to kitchen, mix fucking sandwiches.
Yeah, I'm very mentally stable, and I always talk to myself.
Like fucking, go make a sandwich. Go back to the fucking kitchen. What the fuck are you women doing in the fucking publicity? Get the fuck out of here. Go back to the fucking kitchen. Jesus Christ. Something went to my fucking eye.
Very mentally stable.
You are more stable than Trump, I can tell you for the fact. At least you can think like logically, and you understand that you would never make the decision that Trump is making right now. So yeah, I don't think you would be this fucking stupid. So that's all I'm saying. And you're not mentally unstable compared to him. But yeah, those women need to go back to the kitchen. That's all I'm saying.
But they don't want to help open the Strait of Hormuz. Yeah, if they get involved, by the way, Iran has greenlit everybody. They're striking everybody. No one's safe. So if you see Iran strike Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, Iraq, Lebanon, or sorry, not Lebanon, Oman.
If Europe ends up being involved in the middle of this shit, Iran is gonna attack Europe. 100%. I no doubt. They're not that far away. So 100% they're gonna send missiles or whatever they're gonna send, and we're gonna get fucked. So why does he want us to get involved? We're not gonna get involved, nigga. Get the fuck out of here with your provocative fucking tweets. You're not gonna win. You're not gonna win this shit, bro.
All these different countries. Are you as a Europe?
Yeah, I mean, I can show you soon. Why is it always there's always someone, bro? There's always someone. There has to be someone, I guess.
European nation who's had nothing to do with this conflict historically stepping in to relieve some oil pressure? Of course not.
No.
Use your head.
Stupid.
Anyway,
that's stupid.
So easy for them to do with so little risk.
We mean so little risk. So you want us to send our troops, our own flesh and blood, to go die for a problem that you caused? Are you really kidding me? So little risk. Everyone's gonna die, you idiot. We mean so little risk. What? Hey, Trump, since it's so little risk, why are you doing it? Why are you not sending your own people to go there, bro? If it's so little risk, in my opinion, you're the fucking coward. You're the fucking goddamn coward. Since it's so little risk, why aren't you doing it? Why hasn't it been open yet? The Strait of Hormuz. Interesting, isn't it, Trump? You fucking coward, isn't it?
And we will remember President Donald J. Trump. So, again, he's like trying to manipulate
fucking piece of
these
shit
countries into thinking that they're cowards because
you're
they're
the
not
coward.
Supporting the United
You're
States
the fucking coward,
in this
bro.
forever war that
Here in Europe, we know what you're trying to do. You fucking coward. You bigot.
we've entered with Israel. whatever. By the way, aren't you the same one who said we should learn from our mistakes in Iraq?
You're a fucking coward.
It's crazy that he's like tweeting this and not expecting some sort of
backlash.
Response.
Yeah, there's backlash gonna come, bro.
And he said more things on Truth Social. See if there's anything else. And I'll read chats in a moment. I saw a couple come through. Don't worry, I didn't forget. Yeah, so we'll see what he had to say.
Fucking
with the Japanese Prime Minister in his
shit,
bilateral
bro.
meeting yesterday inside of the White House. This was around 11:59 a.m. Eastern time in the morning. But before that, we will read some chats.
Okay, we're gonna skip the chats.
Love kick 07s only, please.
There you go.
Why is the Pentagon going to ask Congress for an additional $200 billion?
Well, we're
asking the good questions.
That's a good question. That's a good fucking question.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it.
Like, journalism is dead, but when it comes to this, they ask good questions. I have to give them to them. They ask good fucking questions. Yeah, not gonna lie, they do ask some good questions.
For a lot of reasons beyond even what we're talking about in Iran. This is a very volatile world, and the military equipment, the power of some of this weaponry is unthinkable. You don't even want to know about it.
Oh, we know about it. That Tomahawk missile killed 180 girls. We know about it, all right.
We know it.
In 2 seconds.
Our munition, by the way, not Iran's, despite Trump's claim.
So we know. We know.
Yeah, we know how much the B-2 stealth bomber is. We know how much it is to actually use it. We know how much an F-35 fighter jet is. We know how much it is to actually use it. We know how much it costs to run these amphibious assault ships like the USS Tripoli.
We know it.
Yeah, we know. It's expensive. We get it. It's volatile, as he says. But we need to be using it for the right reason. We need the Pentagon to request this money from Congress when the reason is justified. And right now, you don't have that
There's
justification.
no reason at all. No reason.
But we are...
Guys, Myron is not going live tonight. He won't be on tonight. He'll be live all day tomorrow.
We are being...
So you got the substitute teacher, sorry.
Very judicious. We want to be sure, and it's a small price to pay to make sure that we stay tippy-top.
Do you intend to potentially put U.S. troops or more troops in the region?
No, I'm not putting troops anywhere. If I were, I certainly wouldn't tell you. But
what?
What is this, bro? Is he on drugs? Is he on fucking drugs? At this point, I'm gonna. He's on cocaine, bro. Like, bro. At this point, I'm gonna say he's on cocaine, bro.
What is he saying? What do you mean?
But I'm not putting troops.
The House Speaker.
By saying that, you pretty much admitted that you put troops. That's legit. What you just admitted that you put troops. Or you're putting more troops by just saying that. Like, what?
Let's just go back.
That's so stupid.
Where I certainly wouldn't tell you.
You just told him, though.
You just told him. Yeah, you just told him that you're gonna put more troops somewhere else, or like in another location, or more troops in the same location. You just, by responding like that, you literally just answered the question. Yes, I'm gonna put. You said yes, pretty much. And Iran is gonna watch this. Iran is gonna watch this 100%. So now they know. They know there's gonna be more troops.
The House Speaker. And
that's so stupid, bro. Like, this guy is so fucking retarded. He's so retarded. I'm like, holy shit, how stupid this guy is. How can he be this fucking stupid? I don't understand. Why is it? How can he be so stupid? How? I don't get it. Okay, now we're gonna react to some Sneeko. Sneeko, yeah. Some Sneeko, bro. I want to see his opinion when it comes about the war. That's what I want to know. I mean, I already know how Riyadh's opinion is. It's kind of pretty much the same thing as Myron. We know Myron's opinion pretty much. But does he make videos about the war here? Does he even make them? I mean, from what it looks like, it doesn't look like it. Wait, he made a video 3 months ago. Okay, I don't think he doesn't have anything when it comes to war. Let's go on Kick then. Let's go on Kick. No, not that. Wrong one. He does speak about the war here, so I'm gonna... Guys, if you want to watch the whole stream, go watch on his channel. I do follow him as well. I do watch sometimes his streams. He has good information. He has a good... He's a good guy. He's one of the good ones, a good nigga. I really wanted to play the NHH music right now, but I'm on YouTube, so I really don't want to do it right now. I'll do it later. But yeah, well, I'm gonna watch a little bit. So again, if you want to watch the whole thing, watch the whole thing. But I really want to know his opinion when it comes about the war. I really want to know. Again, go follow his channel. If you go subscribe, because this guy again is a good guy. He's one of the good ones. He's a good nigga. And yeah, fuck you, YouTube. Don't care. I'm still gonna show Sneako here.
Hopefully you guys are here for that. You know, there's something I wanted to catch up on from yesterday that we didn't get to because I was sick. And I probably should be better by now, but I was on the phone with my team and like, hey, you should probably rest up if you want to get better. That's the way to. That's how you get better. And like, yeah, you're kind of right. I should have done that. It was a little too late back. So anyway, it's 9. I'm gonna go live. Not roll live.
When does he talk about? Oh yeah, I forgot. It's not like YouTube. At least YouTube, but like YouTube, I could have like have the timestamps. Here I don't really have the timestamps, so it kind of sucks.
This yesterday, and this, the videos are doing great on YouTube. We're almost at 950,000. I want to get to 1 mil. And I'm just saying to say that you guys should check out this interview.
And by the way, YouTube, if you don't send a fucking gold play button to Sneako, fuck you, bro. He deserves it. The hard work you've been putting through. He fucking deserves it. He deserves the fucking gold, the gold play button. If he doesn't get it, fuck you. Fuck you, YouTube.
I don't know if you've seen it. I think it's the best interview that I've ever done. And it's from an interviewer who doesn't really even speak English well. Highly recommend you guys check that out when you get the chance. What is IQ maxing? Why do I have to explain that? Isn't that self-explanatory? We're gonna get into that. I want to learn more about Schofield Bible later today. I want to look at Jang's lecture on Epstein. Learn something about Jared Kushner and about Haibar.
Yeah, it's pretty much getting knowledge. As simple as that. Yeah, let's. I'm gonna skip a bit.
Time to kind of veg out for a little bit, like watching TV.
Kind of sucks the fact that there's not really like times. Oh, honestly, Kick. Next thing you could have added timestamps. Actually, that'd be good. Something good to have. Because, like, for example, I'm trying to find out when he's actually giving his opinion and talking about the war. Right now, that'd be something good, cool, actually, to fucking add. Honestly, Kick. If I were you, actually, I would do it. That would be a good thing to add. Like, you'd be that'd be very good when it comes to here on Kick, because YouTube doesn't have timestamps when it comes to streaming. I don't think so. Twitch doesn't have them. I'm pretty sure. Rumble, I don't know. I don't know about Rumble, but Kick, bro, you can make that thing happen. Make like timestamps when it comes to certain topics you talk about in the stream or what you do in the stream, so people can just directly like immediately go to the part that they want to watch. That could be pretty good to put. Like, because right now, for example, it's fucking pain in the ass the fact that I cannot.
Like before, I was a
Okay, I'm gonna skip a bit.
See if I'm missing anything right now. I don't see anything from Tyler here. Let me pull it up. Let me pull up Tyler Russell's Telegram here.
Who was there for this? Who was there back in the day?
I guess everybody in chat knows about it. I just glanced over at the chat and saw it. Let's see.
Facts. Stop voting! Bro, we agree on everything. Literally everything you said we agree on. Except the 80 comment. I want to get you on.
Let's go! Let's go!
Let's go!
Let me see, this is Tyler Russell clip.
Yeah.
Let's go!
All these OnlyFans thoughts.
That's funny.
Let's go. That's awesome. Yeah, let's do it. And then we did, because we were both live at the same time. And the people in my chat kept saying, watch Nick Fuentes, watch Nick Fuentes. I'm like, all right, fine. There was no videos to find because he was banned on YouTube. And so all of it was like random little debate moments of random channels. I scroll down.
If you go on Rumble, his live stream is on Rumble, by the way. Sneeko.
Page, and I found that compilation, which is this clip of him just like waving a knife around and saying, "You're Jewish." And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, when it comes to uncensored stuff, he does says a lot of shit. Yeah, he says like he's like us, like Nick Fuentes. He's us, but on stream. Like we on stream, we say a lot of shit, but we're not this extreme. He's like the extreme, and it's funny. It's pretty good.
Yeah, this is fucking dope. I'm like, yeah, more of this. We call. I was watching that video back today. Bro, it was so different back then. And I had my shirt off. I was in Brooklyn. It was like, it really felt like a different time. But that's a good example of me magic. You know, we're both live. Happens. Just something. Yeah,
I'm trying to.
It's like, you know, the internet is pretty gay. You know, you can't get canceled and do both.
Why isn't there like? Do you talk about the war? Oh, he does talk about the war. Okay, I'm gonna skip here because I'm pretty sure he talks about the war here. Oh, what is this? Is the audio cut off? No, it's not. What am I looking at? I can't even. Is this Iran? Is this supposed to be Iran or?
There are Jewish Zionists who very openly say that they think that Trump is the Messiah forerunner, that he is the equivalent of Cyrus the Great, who was considered to be like a non-Jewish Messiah, a non-Jew.
Bro, he is no fucking Messiah. He's another fucking retard billionaire. He's another fucking retard. That's all he is. There's no Messiah. How dare you call him Messiah? How fucking dare you? He's no fucking Messiah. The Messiah is Jesus. He is the only one Messiah. He is the Messiah. Trump is no fucking Messiah. Get the fuck out of here. What the heck?
Jewish servant of the Jewish people and God, and was chosen and blessed by God to achieve
Like, what the fuck?
things as a powerful leader of a massive empire on behalf of the Jewish people. And
Fucking Messiah. How dare he use the word Messiah for Trump? He's no Messiah, bro. He's no fucking Messiah. Messiah.
Fish.
The fuck? Shut up.
I think Trump is this figure.
Fucking. Okay, if it's gonna fucking skill, you keep saying fucking random shit. It's like, why are you saying fish, bro?
Because I'm catching fish. Bro, I'm trying to catch his golden.
Other places, that's how I came across it in the first place. But
Oh, he's talking to propaganda.
the assassination was like a performative ritual. So whether it doesn't matter if like we believe it, what matters to me, I think, is that guy believes it, and he's part of a very powerful and influential movement in America that, according to the Epstein files, a confidential human source, they claim that this is a movement that potentially controls the White House through Jared Kushner.
Okay, so yeah, I was wondering how much catching up.
So, by the way, he's talking to the guy that does propaganda. Propaganda is the one that actually. I don't think it's propaganda. Like, he has a channel, but I forgot the name of it. He talks about the war. He pretty much. He's someone that is very well known when it comes to geopolitics. He's very well known. He's very good. He's very good. Again, it's another one that I would say he's very good when it comes to information. And I mean, I don't get information from him. When I'm talking about that is I don't get information when it comes to war from him and stuff like that. But he's another one that I would say he's reliable. He knows a lot of his stuff. He's very good. So yeah, he's talking with him when it comes to the war and shit like that. There's a lot of problems when it comes to America. There's a lot of it's always there's always the Jews when it comes to America.
that I would have to
So
do with you. It seems like you're on the same page as me.
yeah.
Completely with my coverage, and okay, you already know what's going on. It's dope. I don't hear a lot of people like you.
Oh, well, there's a lot more to
Yeah, how much time do you have? Because I know you're one of the few journalists that were chosen to be in Iran right now. How did that process work?
So I actually wasn't chosen. It's not like they pre-approved me and said, hey, come here and do propaganda for us. But I reached out to them and I said, hey, can I come? Because I came to Iran last year and I've been covering Iran basically since October 7th. That's kind of when my channel popped off. I've been doing like geopolitics and history for a couple of years. Followed until October 7th. And so obviously, you know, debunking and exposing Israeli propaganda, Zionist propaganda. But I've been covering Iran for a couple of years now, and I felt like the war was eventually going to reach Iran directly. And so I started making videos, essentially like predicting that. And I would there was like a really good journalistic work done by people like Ken Klippenstein. He wrote a series of Substack articles about these Pentagon.
There you go. There's a channel. Go subscribe to the channel, propaganda.co. He's very good. It's another person. It's another guy that I would say his information is very reliable. He's the same shit as Riyadh and Myron. Talks about a bunch of different points, and he's able to connect everything, and it makes sense. And it's very factual. He shows the proof, and like it's good. It's reliable information. So go subscribe to his channel, by the way, guys. Go.
There was leaked reports. These subcontractors, basically these for-profit private contractors, were doing work for the Pentagon, detailing their war plans, and every single thing in those leaked documents are happening right now in Iran. Like every single thing. So I made a couple of videos about that. And so last year I had an opportunity to come to Iran for a conference, and so I decided to take that opportunity. And so I developed relationships with journalists here through that process. And so when the war kicked off, I reached out to some folks and I was like, can I come to Iran? And they're like, okay, yeah, as soon as like we can get you a visa, we'll let you know. And then I ended up getting the visa.
Okay, so was it a separate process to get it right now during the war, or how was the visa process in this in wartime?
So, like I was telling you earlier, a lot of journalists were not able to come because the foreign ministry was bombed, and so processing of visas for people who have not been to Iran before is slower. So my understanding is that they're going to eventually solve that and speed up that process. I don't know how, I don't know when. But since I've already been to Iran, I guess it was simple for them to just reapprove my visa. And so for that reason, I was able to get my visa rather quickly. So that's how I managed to come. And I'm actually here with two other journalists, Tim Anderson and Dimitri Lascaris.
That's actually pretty cool.
He actually has posted more content because he gets his content up faster than I do. I film with a Blackmagic camera, and so I don't do a lot of filming on my phone, but he does. And so he's someone I also recommend following if you want to get like 10-15-minute vlog style, you know, journalistic episodes.
Yeah, why Blackmagic? That's a cinema camera. The footage is really, the file sizes are huge. Why are you filming on that?
That's the camera that I use, and I want to collect this. I feel like this is a historical event. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to come here. So I wanted to get really high quality footage that could either, you know, be part of a documentary later on, or just potentially preserve this history for the future and preserve that history in something other than like vertical format, 720 or 1080p. I'm filming in 6K. And when I export, I export in 1080p, but I preserve it in a 6K format, excuse me. And I do that because I consider my work to be like a documentation of history. And I think in the future, most people probably won't be reading history in a book. They'll be consuming content. And so that's why I brought my black magic.
And so much of it's probably gonna be AI generated too. Right now I'm watching this footage from going to Iran during the war. This is in Iran, all these black people?
Are you on Reason to Resist?
No, it's going to Iran during the war.
Oh, no. No, that was from my trip to Kenya. That I was telling a story about why I decided to go to Iran.
That's a very misleading title. I'm like, this looks like Nigeria or Zimbabwe. I'm like, these do not look like, this doesn't look like Patrick David.
That's pretty funny.
That does not look like FaZe K-Song.
Listen, let me tell you something. There are actually African Persians. There are African Iranians. I have a friend, he's an actor. His name is Kelvin. He's based in Australia. And because of the Portuguese and their trade routes and the slave trade,
Hey bro, it's
they
you.
were African.
It's not me, it's my country. My country did a lot of dumb shit as well. I don't like I'm Portuguese, I love Portugal, but we are fucking retarded. I don't like my government at all. Like the governor we have in Portugal is horrible. Horrible. The worst I've ever seen. Fucking horrible. Another stupid fucking government that we have. It's fucking retarded. But anyway.
Who found themselves in Bandar Abbas.
Like I'm telling you guys, it's so bad that they managed to be worse than Belgium, and Belgium doesn't even have a government. We have a government right now recently, and they just started doing the work, and somehow Portugal had government for years, and it's horrible. Worse than Belgium, still somehow. But
sometimes I forgot that there isn't a government.
But and that's the thing. We don't know that there's we do forget that there's no government, and the country's still in a good stable. It's still stable. Like what? Like it's pretty funny. So you know what? I just don't want to talk about it, even though it's fucking horrible. I love my country, but we are fucking dumb. Politically, we're fucking retarded. But let's continue. This is about the war.
Right, which is like the southern port city. This is actually a city that's getting bombed and will likely continue to get bombed if things escalate further, because if it's basically, it's like, you know, it's on the Persian Gulf and there's a lot of like oil.
Are you Persian yourself?
No, I'm not. Kurdish from Iraq.
Okay, are you Shia?
No, I'm Sunni.
Ah, too bad. I'm joking. Nah, nothing. I just I wanted to make a Shia friend. I don't really have any yet, but yeah, a lot of the videos you're posting, you're in a room. I don't know, so this room here with the mic in the background, this is in Iran, or you filmed this before?
No, that's before. That's in my studio in Tampa, Florida.
Okay, so the only video that's new is the South Pars gas field?
Yeah, I did that while on my journey. So I haven't released anything that I've been filming with my black magic yet. I actually was editing on the bus ride to the city that I'm in now. So later today I'll have a new episode that's actually filmed in Iran. I'll have that come out on YouTube. But internet is super slow here, man. I mean, you see, I can't even talk to you unless it's an audio call. So it's very challenging to upload anything.
Yeah, so there's no Wi-Fi. And what's the Wi-Fi situation like in Iran right now? Would you be able to IRL stream and I can leech it?
I have to figure out. So like right now, as a journalist, I have special access to a special SIM card that is not blocked, that gives me access to the internet. The reason why is because during the Mossad riots in January, the Mossad was basically paying young Iranians thousands of dollars to carry out crimes, and they were coordinating attacks. And the Mossad is posted openly on X. Like, they're like, hey, we've made a very special Telegram channel. Reach out to us if you want to get paid. Reach out to us, and we'll help you coordinate the overthrow of your government. And so for that reason, and also in the 12-day war last year, they were using SIM cards, they were using WhatsApp, they were using internet to guide spike missiles. So a lot of the attacks that took place internally within the country, they were able to take place because the Mossad, first of all, are able to contact and reach their agents within the country, but also they would internally guide the missile to its target.
No!
Using SIM cards. And so for that, in controlling their information.
They got him!
Especially since
Bruh.
So I'm sure you saw. You talking to me?
Yeah, you're cutting out. I can hear you again.
Can you hear me?
Okay, I think Mossad is spiking your connection. As soon as you started talking about how the protests were infiltrated, you started to cut out.
That's pretty funny. But that's probably true. That's what I'm gonna say.
Okay, he's talking a lot about geopolitics. I want to learn about his experience. Like, I can, like, let's hear what's going on, bro. You're there in Iran. Can you? Okay, he didn't even hang up. It's just disconnected. Let me call him again. Hey,
Hello.
Can you hear me now?
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Propaganda and Co.
Propaganda.
Yeah. Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, but it's
cutting.
It's being really.
Okay, so there's been blackouts ever since the protests.
Yeah, basically Iran is controlling their information space. They've shut down the internet connection completely. I think maybe Iranians can visit Iranian websites, but they're not able to access WhatsApp, X, Instagram, even if they're using a VPN, unless they have special access to like a SIM card that allows them to reach the internet. Most people in the country do not have access to the internet.
Okay, and that's ever since the 30K numbers. So, two-part question. Well, let me ask you first. Do you believe that it was 30,000 protesters that were killed in these protests by the Ayatollah?
No, that's bullshit.
Okay.
I mean, that's pretty obvious, bro.
To prove that.
Pretty obvious it wasn't 30,000, bro.
Well, the Iranian government has released the amount of people killed. They released every single one of their names. The people claiming 30,000, 40,000, even upwards of 80,000 have not released any names. So you have the Iranian government telling you very openly that several thousand people died, and they've released their names. Many of the people who died were killed by these Mossad agitators, these agent provocateurs who were hired by the Mossad, and Israeli media has talked openly about this. You have, first of all, Mike Pompeo tweeting.
Yeah, former CIA director.
Yeah, exactly. You know all about that. Basically saying, good luck to the Mossad agents walking alongside you.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're not even keeping it a secret. And then you have Israeli media, journalists speaking openly about how they played a role in what was happening.
Bruh.
Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary for the United States, said that they manipulated and messed with the Iranian currency in order to produce the crisis. So they produced the crisis that produced legitimacy. It's deeper down my catalog. But if people want to watch an in-depth, 20-minute explainer video on my YouTube channel, I go into detail about all of this. But basically, they manufactured this crisis. This produced legitimate protests, and then they had the agent provocateurs hired and paid by the Mossad to escalate it and disrupt it.
Right. Yeah, they create the problem for the war and then make money off the solution time and time again throughout history. I want to, well, because you're there in Iran, what information do you have for us? Most of us watching the stream we're all in America, majority of the people right now. What can you tell us about Iran right now from what you've seen being there? I think you only arrived something like 2 days ago, correct?
So you said what information do you have for us about what?
About Iran. What's it like? I just want to hear what it's like there right now.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
No, there's no way, bro.
Stuff in your fucking
Can you hear me?
ears.
I'm just asking, what is it like in Iran right now?
Okay, so I can hear you, yeah, but it's delayed. So, okay, what is it like in Iran right now?
Yeah.
So Iran, first of all, there are two things. One, you have the war, and then two, you have three things. You have Eid, so Ramadan just ended, so people are celebrating Eid. and then you have Nowruz. Nowruz is like the Persian New Year, and that takes place in spring, right? And so these three things are happening at the same time. So because of the war, life is still continuing, but it's slower. People are not as, they're not outside as much. And then because of Eid, same thing, and Nowruz, same thing. People are with their family. And so when I went to Tehran is like, I think the first or second most populated city in the Middle East. Very large. Traffic is miserable.
I'm inside.
It's worse than LA. Okay. So this time, however, I come to Tehran and it is quiet and it is empty, and we're getting places in like 15 minutes instead of an hour and a half. So things have slowed down quite a bit. A mall and ate kebab, you know, and so people are out and about. They're going to work. If they don't work using the internet, a lot of people who do, like, if they have the digital marketing business or they do digital art, like, their business is dead, unfortunately for them. But people who go to work in the physical world, they continue to do so all over the country.
How are you getting videos up on Twitter? I said, how are you getting these videos up on Twitter?
So through that SIM card I was telling you about, that gives me access to the internet.
So the people that work in digital marketing, they wouldn't be able to get that SIM card?
No, not unless they're a journalist. So again, most people in the country do not have access to the internet.
Damn, that's actually
So where do you get this? I don't know if you're allowed to say this, but do you get it at the border? Do you get it in America?
No, I get it here in Iran. I get it from the like journalists that I work with, because the journalists also have access to the internet, who work for media companies, whether it's private or public. And they give, it's probably the same thing for the CNN journalist. As soon as he came here, they had to give him something similar as well, because there's no way he could have been connected to the internet. So.
Right. And what about strikes? Have you seen, so you're in Tehran, this is the capital, this is the city getting hit the most. I've seen a lot of videos and it looks like you're hitting civilian buildings. Have you seen any strikes?
I have not seen anything. I've heard 3 explosions. One of them was in Tabriz, which is a city in the northwest. And the other 2 were in Tehran. And the explosions were very small. What I'm told is that it was air defenses activated to intercept a drone. But it was nowhere near me. I haven't seen any explosions. I haven't heard any explosions yet. Sorry, I haven't heard anything like near me, but I've heard them off in the distance. I have not seen anything though. I've seen the aftermath of explosions, but so most of the bombings are taking place in Tehran, as you pointed out. The thing is now, we're more than 3 weeks into the war. So in the beginning, it was very intense. The first few days were really intense. The first week was intense. Now, 3 weeks in, things have slowed down a bit. And outside of Tehran, it's almost, I don't want to say non.
Yeah, I just noticed in the chat. I just fucking noticed. So America and Israel, they're lying about the damages. They're fucking lying, because if they say they're destroying everything that Iran has, you would hear a bunch of explosions non-stop, or at least a bunch of attacks consecutively. But no, the fact you can't even hear a bunch of explosions in far away, it just shows that and explodes that America is actually not attacking as much as they say they are, and Israel the same thing. That is true. I saw that in the chat. I saw that in his chat. That is very fucking true. Because if they're destroying a lot of things and attacking consecutively, you would hear a lot of explosions in the distance. And the fact that he's saying he only heard 3 explosions, small explosions in the distance, just shows that they're not attacking as much as they claim. That is true. That is very true.
A couple bombs here and there. So
bro, I can finally cook. I can finally get angry again.
You can cook, bro. Nice, bro.
I can finally get angry again at the fucking minigame.
Angry? Huh?
Yes, because I like to have a perfect score. Problem is that minigame is annoying.
It started off with Epic Fury and
the Jews.
So I managed to get 99.57% last time.
The Jews and the Americans lying yet again. They keep lying to all y'all. They said they were destroying Iran. They have nothing. and there's someone literally in Iran that's been there for a couple of days, and the only thing that he heard was 3 small explosions. If they really were destroying everything and attacking consecutively, you would hear a bunch of explosions no matter how big or small they are, but there would be a lot of them. But he didn't hear anything. So explain to me, how can they destroy everything in Iran? They're fucking liars, bro. They're fucking liars.
Now,
Catch a gold
is asking the Pentagon for another 200 billion.
Exactly, bro. Go eat the fish.
That would follow the idea that they expected it to last a few
Still
days.
didn't get the
After Fury,
golden
they thought it was
salmon.
gonna be like Venezuela.
Huh?
Now they are
Yes, guys,
out
go
of
eat the
money,
fish.
Out of resources, they need to replenish
Like, bro.
to go with another major attack.
It's so hard.
Yeah, and you know, before the war started, one of Trump's generals, in like 2 or 3 days before the war kicked off, there was a leaked report from the Pentagon. One of Trump's generals warned that they did not have the weapons, the munitions. They didn't have enough in their stockpile in order to justify a prolonged war. What he meant was both offensive and defensive weapons. So
Oh! Huh? Oh! Holy shit! Another big news. So there are a lot of dude. There's such a big bunch of fucking liars. There's so many liars, bro. America and Israel, they're a bunch of fucking liars, bro. There's such a bunch of liars. The pieces of shit. They lied so hard. They're lying to everyone. They have no enough capacity, offensively and defensive, to actually go with the war. It's funny. It's so funny the amount of shit that they say on Twitter and the news and the national media and all that shit. And it's fucking lie. It's all a fucking lie. Holy shit, bro. Fucking liars, bro. The fucking liars.
So you have the interceptors. Everyone knows about that. They're running low, obviously. Like in the Gulf, everyone has seen
Liars, bro. Liars.
Israel, the same thing. Like Iran's missiles now are basically entering without any kind of resistance or interception for the most part. But offensively as well, America has bombs and bombs and bombs for days and days and days. And that goes back to like the Cold War when they just produce a shit ton of bombs. But there's something called like the JDAM systems. These are like, they modernize dumb bombs and they turn them into smart bombs, and they use GPUs for that. They use like sophisticated equipment that China has the monopoly on the raw earth materials that are processed for those kinds of precision munitions. So the Americans have them, but what the warning from the general was, hey, like if you're gonna do this and Iran doesn't fold in the first couple days, this is gonna be a prolonged war, and we don't have the munitions for that. You're gonna eat into our stockpile, and we don't, I don't advise that. I think, you know, you should be cautious, because you're gonna have to replenish whatever you use, and China has the monopoly on these raw earth materials. And
So you have to do what? Negotiate with China, and China's gonna continue getting stronger because of it.
I'm not saying that America doesn't have bombs. I do think that there is a strict limitation, though, especially on the bombs with precision guidance, which is what they need if they want to target specific people or accurately hit
like a school,
military things of that.
Like a school.
Like 168 schoolgirls.
Like a school.
Yeah, I mean, it's sorry, it's not something to laugh about. Obviously, it's horrible.
Which is actually not normal. It makes no sense. Why would you use a missile that is very expensive, that you need resources from China? Why would you attack a school? It had to be a high value target in the school. It had to be. It's the only thing that makes sense that they would use that type of equipment on a school. It's the only thing that makes sense.
We're gonna go to that site. 2 days, 3 days, I think. But yeah, they hit that school with tomahawks, several of them, and those are precise weapons. But that's a different story.
Right. So, okay, it seems like most of your analysis has been information from the internet. So how long do you plan to stay out there in Iran right now?
I'm gonna stay as long as I can. I'm gonna obviously wait and see, like, if Trump makes good on his threat. If Trump decides hey, if you don't reopen the Strait of Hormuz, I'm going to bomb your power plants, and then Iran is going to retaliate the way that they've threatened. If that's the case, it's going to escalate, and then I'll have to reassess at that point, because I made my will before I came here, which is like, I never even thought about that.
Holy shit, he had to make a will. He made a will because he knew how dangerous it would be. Holy shit.
My entire life, I'm 35, I'm not that old. But
You look like you're 25 years old. What the hell?
Yeah, well, I get that a lot. But alhamdulillah. Anyway, so yeah.
Damn, he gets that a
I
lot.
made my will before I came.
I mean, a lot of people think I'm 27 and I'm 23. So, for some reason, people think I'm old, even though I'm very young.
But I would like to live. So if it escalates, then, you know, I'll reassess and see. But for now, I think I am going to stay as long as I can, potentially a month.
Do you think Trump's bluffing? So I saw that yesterday. He's saying you have 48 hours to open up the Strait of Hormuz or we're going to bomb you. And what was Iran's response? They said we're going to bomb...
Well, he's 35. Holy shit, that's 35? He doesn't look like 35.
More GCC
Impressive.
bases?
Yeah, Iran...
He looks young for 35.
Their response was, we'll escalate even further. So if you're going to escalate and target our power plants, we'll escalate by destroying all of the Gulf's power plants, including their water desalination plants. So the Gulf, the majority of the water...
They're gonna do a Jewish.
Do the shut it down. Do the shut it down.
They're gonna do the shut it down for them.
Water, purify it, and make it something that they can actually use.
Right.
So Iran, on the other hand, while they have water limitations, they have majority of their water is fresh water. I think only 4% of their total water supply comes from desalination. So there's an imbalance there. Like Iran can suffer a strike on their desalination plants, but the Gulf cannot afford a strike
GCC
on
not
their
as much.
desalination.
But Iran still, though, they will suffer more than other countries, but not as much as the GCC.
What do you mean? Why do you say that?
GCC, if you look at a place like Saudi and Dubai, it's like their water percentage, you know, how much they consume and how much fresh water they have, it's like 1,400%, 800%. They need to import a lot. They have freshwater lakes within Iran, you know, which is, you don't have lakes like that in Dubai or Qatar or Bahrain.
Correct.
But it still could dry up. That's what I'm saying. And one of the goals, Jang was saying, that they could try to dry up that lake that's in the middle of Iran, because it's not huge. But what sort of predictions can we expect? You know, you have a close eye on this situation. What do you think we can expect in the next coming days?
For the next couple of days, I can't make any kind of prediction because it's really unpredictable. But in the long term, I think this war will escalate and it will not end until there's a decisive victory. Somebody has to win, whether it's Iran or the other side. But this is a war that's been brewing for a long time, and there are issues that need to be settled in order for this to come to an end. And ultimately what's happening, Iran is fighting off Zionist and U.S. imperialistic influences in the Middle East.
Yeah, pretty much.
Everyone at this point sees it now. With all due respect to our fellow Muslims in the Gulf, their leaders have hitched their wagon. They're tied to the hip with both the U.S. and Israel. Now, as Americans, you might say, well, we don't really mind the Gulf having a relationship with the Americans, right? But with Israel, everyone knows what that comes with, right? Genocide, ethnic cleansing, rape, murder of the Palestinians, and now Syrians and Lebanese people, and they have this vision for greater Israel. Unfortunately, the leaders of the Gulf are tied to the hip with them economically, in terms of like intelligence, military cooperation, the whole 9 yards. They're not willing to sever that relationship whatsoever. And Israel has instigated this war. Israel has this vision of being the regional hegemon, Pax Judaica. They have even greater aspirations. Iran is the speed bump standing in the way of that. And now Trump is in a position where what's he going to do? Take the L? Like, do we really think Trump's going to take the L?
He's not going to take it. He's not going to take the L.
So now Trump is kind of trapped in what Robert Pape, you should follow him. He's an academic. A lot of people haven't really heard about him. They've heard of Mearsheimer. Well, Robert Pape has been covering escalation traps, what he calls the escalation trap, for a long time. And he has a whole formula for what he describes as the escalation trap. And what he's arguing is that Trump is nearing the point of no return within this escalation trap.
Yeah, he's to the point where he has to end. He has to continue with the war. He cannot stop anymore.
He's gonna just think the only way to get out is to escalate even further, and that just takes us deeper and deeper and deeper. So, I think this goes to the end, and I think it could take several months to get there.
So the escalation trap being that it's supposed to start slow, and Trump started heavy. Trump started with Epic Fury, so he played all of his cards immediately, and he's basically working backwards. Where ground troops, it should be the first step, boots on the ground. But he's like, okay, I don't want to lose I don't want to lose troops' lives, so I'm just going to go there in Epic Fury. That failed, and so the other options he has are going to hurt his reputation.
Yeah, and the clock is ticking. Like, Iran has the Strait of Hormuz, right? And so that already, gas prices, before I left, the gas prices went up like 60 cents. And the time since, maybe it's
That's a lot.
But the gas prices are rising in the United States and in other parts of the world as well. And so the clock is ticking, and you have Trump's allies, India, South Korea, et cetera, et cetera. These guys are like very hungry for energy imports, and so
Yeah.
we're going to enter a recession if this continues. People already argue that there's been enough damage now where we will enter a recession.
Yeah, we will. I think we do. Yeah.
Upheavals, uprisings, movements, governments get toppled. Whenever you have like recessions or even famines, I think legitimately, like if Ansarullah gets involved and they close the Red Sea, I think Egypt could be like Sisi could get toppled within a year. That's a real possibility because the Suez Canal, when Ansarullah closed it the first time, the Suez Canal lost billions of dollars of transactions. And Egypt is a country that's already on life support. Like the Gulf funds them a lot. And so, Egypt, that's just one country. There are so many countries that we're probably not even thinking about on our radar that are really on edge. And if energy prices go up and there's a recession and potentially a famine, because it's not just oil and gas, helium.
Yeah, everything.
Prices are skyrocketing.
Everything is skyrocketing.
So it's kind of like when you have a sick patient.
Sorry, I was saying I had my mic.
It's
Sorry.
not like one thing that kills them. It's one thing leads to another, which leads to another, and they just keep getting worse and worse and worse. And that's, I think, what's gonna happen. And so that gets worse every single day that this continues. So Trump is in a position now. Look where he's trying to say, like, "Oh, you guys open the street. Why do I have to do it?" And they're like,
He said it's unfair. He said
It's
that
unfair,
Iran's
bro.
war strategy has been unfair, and he's kind of throwing a tantrum.
Bro, it's a war. What do you mean unfair? What? You destroyed the whole nuclear problem. How is that fair? Like, bro.
At every single
Like
thing
what?
you could possibly say right now, it's a war, it's a conflict. We won. Well, we don't need NATO. NATO should help us. He's just he's throwing everything at the wall all at once. The major update that I saw, I'm sure you saw it too, was now Iran, they're charging people, I think it's $2 million per boat to come through the Strait of Hormuz. And they also said, hey, as long as you don't work with these Epstein people, we'll let you go use the strait. But did you see now that they put a toll there, like a Strait of Hormuz toll of $2 million? Do you think Iran has the capabilities to become a superpower off this war?
I think if the war continues, Iran will have to destroy itself in order to achieve a strategic victory. I don't think you can go to war with the U.S. directly like this and not be destroyed in the process. Now, can Iran survive? Yeah, they've survived thousands of years. But will their infrastructure be, like, at least their important and like energy infrastructure, will that be intact if this continues? If the U.S. doesn't back down, no, I don't think it will be, and no one should expect it to. Like, people have to understand this is an asymmetric war. This is something I tell my followers all the time. You can't compare or measure damage or casualties. The U.S. and Israel are always going to do more damage.
More
They're
damage.
always going to produce more casualties.
Yeah.
Iran will never be able to compete in that regard. But Iran can do damage that you can't really see. And that damage is what they're doing to the economy by closing the Strait of Hormuz. And that is
And much more than just the Strait of Hormuz.
even though Iran Iran is taking a bunch of damage, casualties. I mean, we interviewed a woman who is like the co-deputy head of the Red Crescent in Iran. These are like the first responders. And she told us 100,000 buildings have been damaged already. 100,000 buildings. That's a lot, right? So, and that's just going to keep getting worse. And then, of course, you have, thousands of civilians already killed and injured. So, yeah, Iran, what they can do, though, with the Strait of Hormuz, like you said, they're taxing. To answer your first question, like, could Iran be a superpower? If there were no sanctions, Iran would definitely be a regional power.
Trump lifted the sanctions. That was his way to cope with Strait of Hormuz closing. He lifted up sanctions that have been in place for years.
Yeah, they lifted those up.
Yeah,
that's true.
And to your point, like, Trump has said and done everything. He's flipped a million different directions because he's kind of like unsure what to do here because he did what his advisors told him not to do. He fucked with the wrong one. He really did. And Iran has been preparing this strategy for over 40 years. They knew this day would come. And they've been watching every other country in the region get blown to pieces. And so they've learned, like, when the U.S. topples a country, these are all the different ways that they do it. And so they've been preparing a strategy to defend themselves. And one of the ways is like, hey, we need to maintain our ability to keep fighting. How do we do that? We got to put our shit underground, like really deep underground. So Trump has been saying, oh, I destroyed their military infrastructure.
No, you didn't.
That's not true because he can't.
You can't.
Even their bunker busters can get into these underground facilities.
They can't even get close.
100 feet deep beneath the surface. So even your biggest bunker busters are going to be limited in their ability to penetrate the earth and get down there and destroy it. So what the U.S. and Israel have been doing, all they do is they destroy the tunnel entrances, because if you want to get underground, you got to enter some kind of tunnel, right? So they bomb those tunnels so that nothing can come out of it. So the missiles are safe, they just can't get out of there. But what Iran does, they just have bulldozers when they bomb the tunnel entrance, they just clear it, and they wait for an opportunity, and then they bring the missile out and they launch it.
So they're well prepared for this. Like they're ready for whatever.
Yes. Yeah, Trump is, I don't know if I can say this on your stream. Like,
Go ahead.
There's words. Trump is a fucking retard.
Yeah, he is. He's a fucking retard.
Into this war with Iran.
He's a fucking retard.
He thinks he's been preparing for a long time, but really it's something the Zionists dragged him into. And they've dragged him into something Iran has strategically prepared in detail for like 40 plus years. So I'm not saying Iran is guaranteed to win. We have to remember the U.S. is the world's premier superpower, the most powerful nation in the history of humanity. So you don't want to ever underestimate that kind of power. At the same time, though, Iran is fighting a very precise war, and all the analysts, I'm sure you've come across Patricia Marins and all the other names on X, these experts that are talking about the military tactics, all of them are praising Iran. And these are not pro-Iran people. They don't have a dog in this fight. Their job is just to tell you very passionately what they are assessing for themselves. And they're all praising Iran. They're all saying they are fighting an asymmetric war perfectly. On the diplomatic level, the political level, the military level, every single aspect of it, Iran has executed perfectly so far. And that's because they have designed this strategy for 40 years. They knew what their strengths were, they knew what their weaknesses were, and they prepared for it. And now they're executing on it. Where Trump...
No preparation. Literally no preparation.
Trump didn't give a fuck.
Eye off of the Venezuela.
Come in, nuke, a bunch of bombs. That's it.
Epic Fury, Call of Duty. You know, he was just listening to Guns N' Roses and sent it through, and then it's like, okay, this is a lot more difficult than I had anticipated. I think it's a combination of Epstein, but also I really just think, especially if you see now he's okay. How does this connect to Cuba? Because the way he's talking about Greenland and Cuba, saying it could.
He's simple because Benjamin Netanyahu was the one who said we need to get Greenland, we need to get Cuba, and that's why he's doing it.
Do whatever he wants with it and take it.
Literally.
Like, okay, you're probably blackmailed, but at the same time, you're just getting high off of your own supply and your ability to do what you want because you're the leader of the free world. You don't care. You're 80. You're gonna die soon. Why is Cuba connected?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the U.S. has always wanted Cuba, right? The Cuban Missile Crisis, when this goes back to the Russians putting nuclear weapons on the Cuban island. The U.S. has never liked the idea of an alternative economic and political system for which people can govern and organize themselves. Whatever you think about socialism, communism, if you don't, whatever, I don't care. I don't to be honest with you. Do you think there should be that diversity instead? I think we should know, can it work without the U.S.? That's like just so. Cuba's attempt, Venezuela was an attempt, Iran is an attempt in a different way. China, North Korea, all these people are trying to exist in different ways outside of the American world, where America doesn't like. America wants to eliminate all the different systems and gain access to their markets. And so, yeah, Cuba. I mean, Cuba's just an old story that they wanna finish once and for all. And Trump's like, he's high on his own supply. Trump has this idea in his mind. You have the Jews telling him, "Hey, you're Cyrus the Great. It's like you're the greatest in Persian history, but you're that for America." And then you have Christian Zionists telling him like you're the Messiah. Like you're the one who's gonna like.
He's no fucking Messiah, bro. He's a piece of shit, cunt, retard, bigot.
Other people around him telling him like you're gonna resurrect the American empire because
no, you're not.
Everyone knows
You're just showing it.
Everyone knows it.
It's over after this war. We're going to lose this war. I mean, America's going to lose. We're going to retreat. We probably had 20, 30 more years on top as though global superpower. I think it's limited to 5-10 now. I think we knocked off a lot of pegs.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's going to make us an embarrassment worldwide. And I think we've exposed ourselves and all of our weaknesses very clearly.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, you're right to mention that the timeline could be sped up here, and the reason why is because Iran is not just taxing people through the Strait of Hormuz. Iran is telling them, hey, if you conduct oil transactions in the Chinese yuan instead of the dollar,
the dollar's gonna take the biggest fucking hit ever.
So Iran is saying, hey, the U.S. petrodollar, which the U.S. empire is basically built upon financially, we're going to pull the rug on that. We're going to expedite the de-dollarization process. Because why do people buy dollars? Like, why does Germany need to buy U.S. dollars? Why does Kenya need to buy U.S. dollars? Why does every country have to buy U.S. dollars? Because they have to buy oil and gas in order to power their economies and do shit.
Yep.
So they have to buy dollars and then spend those dollars on the oil. Iran is saying, hey, buy the Chinese yuan, do your oil in that, and we'll let you through. So if right now, countries are scared to do that because Trump will punish them. But eventually, at a certain point, countries are going to, fuck Trump.
Yep.
We have to power the economy, and this is unavoidable. So they might, Iran, you're absolutely right. That timeline be 5 to 10 years, maybe even faster. So, but the reason I brought up the decline of the American empire, you have like journalists and academics and himself a lot. He's great. He has talked. He's been calling like the decline of the American empire since 2006, right? So very slow moving for him, but he talked about it in detail, and he always makes the comparison between the United States and Athens in ancient Greece, Peloponnesian War. So he talks about like empires. And they're in their like death rows, try to resurrect themselves through a war that expedites their divine self.
Okay. Okay. Sure.
Could be that. It could be the final war, the irrational war.
Honestly, I thought you were gonna say HH. Because I was talking to my mother right there. I mean, remember in the middle of the day, I was talking to my mother and you said, yes, sir, hi. You said, I'm not gonna go further because I can get in trouble on Kick.
That is the U.S.
Cloutier.
attempt as an
Hair.
empire to extend its life as an empire.
I don't know what kind of hair is that actually. So
Because
kinda
it's not like the
interesting.
US is going to go from 100 to 0.
Cloutier.
It's still going to be incredibly
Sounds kind of expensive.
It's just not going to be the unipolar
For
power
hair,
it was for the last however many decades, right?
Yeah, we'll
So
be,
that's
we'll
what's
be
happening
about on
here.
Russia's level, and Israel wins. Like overall, America loses, Israel
Yep.
wins. That's
Israel wins.
the great lie that our greatest ally.
It's always them.
Okay, that's beautiful. Gotta say.
It's always them.
They
It's always them, bro.
us declining because then they can take that spot. They want number one.
Yeah, Nick Fuentes says it all the time, and he describes it. To me, he describes Pax Judaica in such a simple way. I saw like a 1.5-minute soundbite from him once. That was great. But basically, you know, Israel's building a Jewish empire, and they're using what's left of the American empire to establish.
Yeah, pretty much they're using American Empire to create the biggest Jewish empire ever, and they are gonna become the #1 empire.
that for themselves in the region.
That's what they're gonna do.
So Israel is expediting the destruction of the American empire
Yep.
to serve its own interests, to make themselves
An empire.
regional power. Obviously, they have
Yep.
just a desire to be a global empire.
Yep.
That's what Pax Judaica is.
That's what's going on. We all know that's what's going on.
It's world Jewry.
And it's, I mean, it's
Organized
you know,
world
I don't
Jewry.
know how much you know. You know, it's funny, like for a long time, saying that sounded crazy and anti-Semitic.
And now it's the truth.
But I think they're proving that. I think they're proving that to be the case.
Yeah, people
Yeah.
have really moved past so many of the anti-Semitic.
There's no
voices that just
anti-Semitic.
sound so retarded
It's
now.
the actual
It is
fucking truth, bro.
unfortunate that it took, you know, borderline World War III to get people to stop talking about the Holocaust every day. It's like you would every conversation would be shut out. Hey, that's anti-Semitic, and then it just took them to destroy the world, ethnically cleanse Gaza, Lebanon, drag the U.S. into
Yep.
a war.
Yep.
I like
pedophile, blackmail, and
I
then
like
people are like,
too
okay,
much.
now you can talk about it. It's like, okay, now we can, but it's like not even fun anymore.
I just noticed I'm hiding Sneako's face. Fuck! No, bro. He's a good looking dude, bro. Come on. Wait a second, guys. I legit just fucking noticed. Why? I'm stupid, bro. I was too distracted. There you go. Now we can see him. This beautiful man. He's a good nigga, bro. He's a good nigga.
Whatever. But
Let's continue.
I do like what you said earlier about, you know, the difference between, well, giving Iran credit right now for being the country that's standing up, because a lot of, you know, I don't know if you see my content, but I do want Muslim unity right now. Oh, I want Goyim unity first off, but especially like the
I
division
agree.
between Sunnis and Shias. I'm sure there's
This is your
a
chance.
lot of
This
that
is
in
your
Iraq.
chance.
You know, looking past
You
that,
can go
understanding that
get
Prophet Muhammad sallallahu
be
alaihi wasallam,
together
did
and
not
fuck
say
Israel.
Sunni, Shia, Hanafi. He said, "I'm Muslim," and so we're all Muslim. Let's not focus on the division right now. I'm seeing like schizo Muslims talk about, oh, Iran did this to Syria, Iran did this to Lebanon. Like, okay, if that's true, what is happening right now? What do we need to focus on? Where is your energy best used?
Yeah. No, you raise an excellent point, and I'm very happy to hear you say that, because I've been saying this for a long time, and I've been mocked for it. You know, they're like, "Oh, what is this kumbaya bullshit?" You know, like, we have legitimate grievances with one another. Stop trying to bring us together. I hear this from both Sunni and Shia. You have much more influence than I do, and I think you spreading that message is very important, because I absolutely agree with you. Look, the reality is most Muslims barely even practice Islam. Okay. For a lot of the people, Muslims, let's just be real, let's just be honest, they're born into their faith and their traditions. It's cultural for them. I'm not saying Muslims don't believe.
I don't think most. I would say that's common within Western Muslims, but most that's not true. Definitely not a majority.
Well, I should fix my language then, but I would say, well, I think that, but I could be wrong. I'm open to that. Absolutely. But the point is that I'm trying to make is most people don't actually care about the Sunni Shia. They're just trying to pray their 5 prayers a day. Right? So,
for Shia, it's 3.
We, at this moment in time, like for me, I tried to think about on a deeper level, why why did Syria even happen in the first place? Why did we have a war between Iran and Iraq in the first place that killed 1 million people on both sides?
I think I'm gonna call it quits. I think we've had a lot of information when it comes to the war. We found out another lie. Again, of course, who would have guessed there's gonna be another fucking goddamn lie when it comes to fucking Israel and fucking Americans? Who would have fucking guessed? Another one. I also have a Windows update. That just appeared. It's pretty funny. But yeah, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Again, don't forget to follow me on Kick. We're trying to reach the 800 followers. Not only that, we also trying to get verified with Kick. So don't forget to drop some subs and shit like that so we can finally get verified. Go check out my YouTube channel. We do stream at the same time there. Yes, the YouTube. We all know we do stream there, so don't forget to subscribe. We're trying to reach at least 100 subs, guys. So come on, guys. We're currently at 80. Go check out the additional content I give to you guys on other social media. Go follow me if you enjoy all the content. And again, big thank you for GoToWay for the affiliation. Tech company that sells merchandise and tech equipment. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Peace.
Come and make a